door and they had the doors propped open. I'm like, just press that button there. But what button? I said, that aircon one. Just make sure it's at 20 and make sure that the aircon's on, and then it started. So, yeah, I thought pretty special about that. Didn't get anything for it, of course, and then ran and started warming up. So.
Send the bill through to the NTFL. They were fixed up. How'd you go over there? 3 goals. How'd your team go?
Yeah, we got the win. St Mary's, to their credit, pushed us for probably 3 quarters. In the last quarter, we sort of kicked away. I think we ended up winning by about 7 or 8 goals, I think it was in the end.
Congratulations. Well done. Good win tonight, Cliff, here. 22 points up at 3-quarter time. Held on for dear life in the end. Still got there by 7 points. Tiwi Bombers had a couple of shots late in the match. You saw it.
Yeah, their last 3 scoring shots with 3 shots that hit the post.
Gosh.
And you could hear, we were over there, we could hear the crowd, so we knew something was going on to do with Tiwi, and it was a good game.
Yeah, good win.
And those supporters out there for the Tiwi Bombers, they've lost this afternoon, but don't give up hope on the Tiwi Bombers. I tell you what, they are a developing side this season. They really are. They've got some talent out there, and they've got some good interstate talent that's coming through too, so do not give up on your team this season.
Now, Tars here, we don't see them often here. I haven't seen them this year. Have you, Tash? I haven't seen them play at all.
No, I think we've called them once. I
think I've seen them play twice now. Yeah, probably one for a win and one for a loss, but really interested to see how they go. They've got some good names there, you know, people like Zach Westerberg, James Ray, Henry Karanua, Kim Cantilla, Justin Bugler. Now, there's some really good names out there. They haven't been very consistent in the last few weeks.
Charlie asked us this morning, myself and Thomas Motlop were on the show. We actually were a pretty good team. I thought you worked well together. Oh, I thought as well, Charlie. But we had to give the 5 that we think are going to make finals, and of course had Southern District's Nightcliff Buffs. But I actually think Waratahs and Tiwi are going to round out that 5, just the way that they're playing football and they're developing and just getting better, and the structures that both teams are playing with. I think they're playing some exciting footy.
Well, whether they lose or not here, Tars will still stay in the top 5 because they're already a win in front of the Tiwi Bombers, who are the nearest team to them. St Mary's are back, but St Mary's got a tough assignment against But we'll just see how that all goes. So the ladder going in here is Southern Districts, Nightcliff, Buffs, Tars, Tiwi. That's the top 5. St Mary's, Palmerston and Wanderers outside the top 5. Turn your thoughts to this match then. Tars, what are we making? They're always, as usual, not too much change. You know what? They always look like a big side. They always look as though they're just a little bit slow, and they always look like they need to be allowed to play the game that they want to play in order to win a footy match.
Yep, let's keep our eye on the big fella, Alexander Aruccio, number 2.
Aruccio.
Because he's the ruckman from America.
Yeah, yes, that's right. And apparently he had a blinder of a game against Southern Districts.
That's right.
When they won that game out there.
Yeah, so he's cottoning onto the game pretty quickly, Charlie. And he's a big unit. He's very strong. He's I watched him play against St Mary's and a couple other teams across the course of the last few weeks, and while he doesn't quite get some of the technicalities of the game, he fights hard for the ball and he's good in the air, and when he gets hold of it, he can kick it a long way.
Well, he's number 2. If you're watching on YouTube, he's the number 2. You should see him out there.
With the mullet.
Yeah, with the mullet. It's a good mullet too.
It's a good mullet.
Timmy Mosquito. Where's
Yeah, and he's been good running off the half-back flank.
Yeah, he has played.
I think he played last week.
Yep, has been playing.
He's not here today.
And wasn't it good to see that his brother, I think it was his brother, got picked up in the draft and it went to the Bombers?
No, that wasn't good, Tash, because the Hawks are in to get him, and the Bombers snuck in and stole him.
They had a chance to match it. He was part of the Hawks Academy, wasn't he? Yes, that's right.
Not a happy camper over here in the Hawks camp. Irving Mosquito, I think was his name. What a name, Irving Mosquito.
I watched on YouTube a highlights reel, and geez, it was a highlights reel, that's for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, he's been going to Melbourne Grammar, hasn't he?
Yep.
I think that's where he's been.
They said he moved away with some host parents, I think when he was like 13 or 14, so it's definitely worked for him.
Well, no prizes for guessing what the nickname will be. It'll definitely be Mozzie. I reckon when he gets down there, he's going to be good too.
Irv.
All right, so let's have a think. Tash, who's going to win this game and why?
Well, on the show this morning, I tipped Wanderers, but then looking at how many outs compared to last week, I think it's going to be a bit of a big challenge for them. But in saying that, they do have some big ins with Braden McLean, Mitch Taylor, and I think Tyrell Louis is a very good player as well. Joel Jeffrey's down. I think he's training down with the Gold Coast Suns and Brisbane as part of the academy with Malcolm Roses. So they're down there for 2 weeks. So that's a big loss for them, and Adam Cook is as well. But, I mean, you know, Simon Bates, that speed's back out there as well. So I still think it's a good matchup, but I think just seeing the team sheet today, I'd change my tip and go with Waratahs.
Oh, of course, there's a bit of Ian Butterworth in all of that.
hey, I've made the tip before the game starts.
At least she's actually tipped. You know, great to see Ali Bond back in the team. He hasn't been around for a little while, and just watching him out there having a couple of shots at goal, his run off half back and through midfield in Wanderers' glory days only a couple of years ago was always outstanding. He's back out there. If he can play somewhere to that level, that'll be fantastic for the Eagles.
Kim Cancelo?
Yeah, no, Waratahs just won the toss and they're kicking to the airport end.
Okay,
it just took them about 3 turns to do the toss. I'm not quite sure what was happening with the coin, but...
Let me landing on its side. So people who are watching it, so they'll be kicking to the right of screen, won't they?
Yep, that's correct.
Round 9 it is, and the Tiwi Bombers earlier on today beaten by just 7 points by Nightcliff, put in a pretty good fight. And the game coming up after this one, Darwin and St Mary's, and then tomorrow round 9 wraps up Palmerston taking on Southern Districts.
Already at the halfway stage, Charlie.
Yeah, it's come so quickly, hasn't it?
The festive month.
Yeah.
So it's the festive month, and you know it seems like last week we started the round, but you know it's been some really good footy, and I think I've probably easy to say that I've seen some best footy pre-Christmas than what I have for a long time, if not ever.
I thought the first couple of games weren't that good, but they've really improved. Like when I was away and I missed some games, but when I came back, I thought, wow, they've just really improved. Because you know good footy when you see it.
Absolutely. And I've got Mark Motlop's words ringing in my ears that his view was that teams are actually taking the pre-Christmas time more seriously than what they have in the past, trying to bank early wins. And fascinating to see that, you know, Wanderers are up there. We've got Tiwi sitting in the top 5. You know, that they're up there. Darwin's in there. Yeah. You know, Darwin in the past would have just fallen away and a bit of a charge after. Darwin are in there.
Yeah.
You know, they might not have been very consistent over the last few weeks, but they're in there. Yeah. Nightcliff are in there. Like, these teams are seriously positioning, so I'm interested that was his view.
And, you know, the screws are just tightening
they are.
Bit by bit.
Yeah,
by the time we go to the break, it's going to be so tough. There'll be probably 7 teams there that really have a legitimate claim to play in the finals. Well, that's the case there already, and if Wanderers get a win tonight, well,
suddenly they're back in the
8
game.
of them with a chance to playing finals footy.
So this afternoon's really important for TARS, Charlie.
Yeah.
Really important.
They had a terrific win, as we said, against Southern Districts, and then got beaten over on the islands by the Tiwi Bombers. So they're just about set to go here. Umpire having a look around. Reasonable crowd on hand, and a pretty good day too. Looks like some weather coming in from the
hot,
southeast,
Charlie.
But it is hot
it's
out
hot.
there, isn't it? Well, it's
hot.
a bit
it's
of a sign, isn't it?
It's deceiving.
The hotter it gets, the more chances you're going to pick up some rain, I've always figured.
I'm looking at your face, Natasha, and I can tell that it was hot over on Waratah too.
I sang the song and come straight here.
Umpire holds it aloft. We're about to go. Here's Dominic McCormack.
Thanks, Charlie. Aruccio in the middle for TARS, up there against Jaden Adams. And through comes Ali Bond. First touch, couldn't quite get a clear takeaway. Eagles by hand. Still no clear takeaway. Waratah with the quick pick up. Trying to crash his way through there was Gardner. Now the quick kick coming from half back for TARS. That's the first clean possession, not taken cleanly. Henry Keranua from half forward. Up to the lead, no mark taken. Brimacombe looking like he's playing at full back, which is unusual for Tyler Brimacombe. But he's managed to put enough pressure there on Cameron Barrett and sees the ball out 60 away from TARS goal.
I'll tell you what, he got there with a good fist. That ball hung in the air and just inside 50, he fisted it to the boundary line.
Boundary throw in. Maricho gets there first. Waratahs, a good tap down. Waratahs players tackled straight away. And that was Joffel. He's got the that's holding the ball. So Joel Cabillo is going to take the free kick.
Played well last week too.
He did. Goes back about 40 metres to the full-back line, and Mitchell Taylor, usually a good kick out, finds a teammate in Marika. That's Gabriel Marika. So still in the defensive 50 here, the Eagles. Good lead. I reckon that's gone out of bounds on the full, and it has, and the free kick's going to go here to Justin Bugler for Waratahs.
Bugler on the right boot, kicking into the lead, and a very courageous mark taken there by Gabriel Marika. So Marika now from defensive 50, passes over to a teammate in Braden McLean. McLean goes to Brimacombe, drops it in the 50 zone. Under pressure here now, the Eagles defence. Handball came out towards Minkulk for TARS. Coming through well was Cabillo. Got a handball away here to Murunguric. Off to Taylor. Taylor squares it to the boundary, looking for a teammate. How will they see that, the umpires? Not able to put a fingernail on it there was Sebastian Priest. The ball goes over the boundary line for a throw-in, and the umpire says throw it in. That was not deliberate.
Evident early on, even in the first couple of minutes of the game, Wanderers have leg speed edge.
Boundary throw in. Ruckman go at it again. It's a tussle, probably even Stevens there. Waratah's come away with it. The exit handball goes back to Blake. Blake kicks it into the 50, 2-on-1. And that's against Waratahs. It's still in the 50. Picked up by Minical, and he kicks the goal for Waratahs. So Waratahs have the first goal on the board.
Good clean-up work down there. They had too many players. They got behind that Wanderers defensive line. They had 4 running back there, and when the ball hit the ground, they were all red and white jumpers down there. And was it Minical kicked it?
Yeah, Mincook.
Mincook, yeah.
Mincook.
Brendan Mincook. Mincook.
Mincook.
We'll put it down.
That's the first time I've seen him. That's a nice effort for his first kick of the afternoon.
Bit of pace as well. He just put the afterburn on and left his defender for dead there.
I was just saying how Wanderers look quicker. Well, I might take that back.
All of a sudden.
Yeah.
Back in the middle now. Aruccio up against Jaden Adams. Aruccio wins it easily. First there is Ali Bond. Gets a handball away. Salmon off the side of the right boot to centre wing, and a very good mark taken there for Tars by Daniel Simpson. Simpson just chips it short, goes to Bugler, safe hands. Manning the mark there, Joseph Salmon. So right on centre wing here, the Morris Rioli grandstand. Nice kick there from Bugler, goes to a teammate there in James Waratah. Number 11 on the back. In the shade where you want to be this afternoon. Long kick down towards the pocket. Mitchell Taylor in front. Got 2 hands to it. Dropped what he should have taken. Spinning out of trouble and then into trouble then was Henry Keranua. He spun out initially, but he got into trouble when he crossed over the boundary line. So a boundary throw in now deep in the right forward pocket for Tars.
Good to see Geordie McKenzie run up, give him just a little pat on the back and said, keep it going. It's good. A bit of encouragement.
Yeah, that's what you need in conditions like this as well. Start the game. Boundary throw in. Again, Orica wins it. No, Adams does it the back. Picked up by Kiranua. Gets it on the left, puts it at the top of the square. Up was Daniel Wheater. It falls down the crumbing. Oh, the Waratahs crummer. They probably had a little bit more time, and he's kicked a point. Just had a little bit more time and space than what he realised there. But good front and centre work there by Waratahs. They're looking dangerous in the 50.
Yeah, and good defensive work by Wanderers too, just flooding that back there, aren't they? Making it difficult.
So Mitchell Taylor now to bring the ball back into play. Gabriel Marika trying to be a little bit cheeky, running behind the goal face. Taylor chips to himself. Has a bounce. One of the more casual and laconic players of the competition, Mitchell Taylor, and the kick has exactly that effect. Goes towards the player Mitchell O'Donnell for Waratah. He couldn't handle cleanly, and over the boundary line for a boundary throw-in.
It was interesting because Mitchell Taylor was saying, come to me, come to me. They didn't come, and it dropped short and Tars got there first.
O'Donnell was right there on the spot. He's had a couple of nice touches already, Mitchell O'Donnell for Tars, playing in their midfield. So Aruccio now up in front, wins the tap out again over Jaden Adams. Kick comes out the back for Tars, now inside 50. Going for it there was Cameron Barrett, got a handball away. I think that might have been to O'Donnell, and a mark taken. No, well done, Daniel Wheater. And boundary throw in it will be deep in the left forward pocket. Not happy there, the Tars forward. Zach Westerberg it may have been.
Well, you know, if you took that mark in the midfield, it'd be paid, I reckon.
In fact, it was Sam Waddell playing forward. Boundary throw in, Aruccio to go up. Misses him. Jaden Adams couldn't really get clean touch on it. Nice handball comes away from Barrett. The up and under, shot at goal, drifting across the face. And out of bounds on the full. So Wanderers now to bring the ball back into play.
Kicks it into Joel Kibillo, doesn't hit his target. Joel Kibillo's under pressure, hand passes back to McLean. McLean dances around one. It's a poor kick looking for Brenton Motlop. They're under pressure here, Wanderers. Can they get out of the 50? They don't. Waratahs are going to get possession back here. Good tap over the top to a player in O'Donnell. O'Donnell kicks it in, doesn't find his target again. Braden McLean's there to mop up. Hand pass out by the Wanderers player. Kicks it and finds Zobel for Waratah, so about 80 metres out. Kicks it into the 50. There's a flood of Waratahs players there. Braden McLean again taken high, I thought, yes.
Yeah, good call.
Free kick. So Braden McLean, there was 3 touches in that passage of play by Braden McLean. Lucky he was there.
No, he's classy, isn't he? He's a good player.
Braden McLean now across the goal face, finds Daniel Wheater. His immediate opponent there, Sam Waddell. Wheater now comes towards the Morris Rioli grandstand side. His target was Marika. Didn't take the mark, but finds him. Stands up in the tackle. Poor handball. Went to Sebastian Priest. Missed him. Comes back to Marika. Goes on the left boot. Target down there was Thomas Motlop. Coming through well was Jamie Smith for Waratah. Possession into midfield will be cleaned up here by Nook Mansell. Didn't handle cleanly initially, now does. Goes to Priest, runs through the middle, goes to centre half forward. Untidy kick off the boot. Tars there in numbers, and they will bring the ball out here to Jordan McKenzie, all by himself on centre wing.
I reckon that's the first entry inside 50 for Wanderers. Took 7 minutes.
Kiranua takes the mark in the centre square, just slows down play, has players streaming forward for him. He finds one in the 50, no. But late in the umpire, I thought that was fair. He's crashed into his back. That was Britticombe. But the player there was Ray, James Ray, still down. Geez, I thought he was going for the ball there. It was probably...
I thought he clearly punched the ball, didn't hit the arms there.
No, I thought that was a fair contest there. But James Ray is going to take his free kick. He's going to have to kick it from about 50, directly in front. Kicking with a slight breeze. Hand passes off. He still saw to a teammate. And Simpson looks good off the boot. I reckon he's kicked their second for Waratahs. Looking good, the Waratahs here. Taking away their second goal here. So 2-1, 13. Still Wanderers yet to score. Just a bad entry into the forward line for Wanderers there. And just caught Thomas Motlop behind the ball.
Yeah, and you know, Wanderers should have been awake to that. The injury there to the Tars player. He was always going to give a handball
Absolutely.
off. Player standing a couple of metres from him. That's the man you got to watch.
That's it. Just not quite away. Cameron Barrett, I think it was, number 8, who kicked that goal.
Yeah, number 8, I reckon it was. Yeah, Barrett.
Jogging down now to full forward, so a bit of a change down there. Interesting the way they've changed the size up there. And Sam Waddell for Tars, normally a centre-half back last season, playing at centre-half forward.
Had a blinder last season, didn't he?
Ball back in the middle now. Player up there is Zach Westerberg for Tars. They're looking to clean it up. Matthew Blake charging through. Couldn't take clean possession. Nook Mansell lays the tackle. The ball goes to Jordan Gardner. Pushing hard. Coming through strongly there was John Tipalora for Wanderers. Now it's come out Wanderers' way. Nook Mansell gets a flip of a handball out. Pushed off the ball too easy there by Bugler. Handball to Henry Kiranua inside the forward half. Didn't quite work. Nice throw there by Gabriel Marika. Went out to Salmon. Didn't quite handle cleanly. Now comes back here to Eldridge. Back to Marika. Gee, I like the way Marika's gone early here, and he has a beautiful kick off the left boot and finds Simon Bates at centre wing. The flashing green boots of Gabriel Marika.
Bates kicks it into the 50, looking for Thomas Motlop. Usually good one-on-one, gets a contest. The ball comes to the front to Totham. Totham goes without it. Wanderers here. Good work to Waratahs. Picks it up. Chain of hand passes out through the midfield. Kicked into the 50 here. There's 2-on-1. The Waratahs player gets there. The ball goes forward of the pack. 2-on-2 here. Britticombe's there for Wanderers. So too is Braden McLean. Spins out of a tackle. Hand passes to Nook Mansell that wasn't ready for it. And running away here is Tipalura for Wanderers.
So John Tipalura, he's got the corresponding flashing orange boots. And now they're inside 50. Gee, that's a good kick. I think that came from Marcus Totham and found the chest there of Davin Ferreira, who I think has a good claim for goal of the year already after his goal last weekend. So Davin Ferreira here, probably about 15 metres in from the boundary. Kick from about 45. Right of centre.
Kicked a couple of goals last week, didn't he?
He did.
And for a quarter, he was just sensational.
He was dangerous. He was the most dangerous player out there, yep.
So good to see him backing up again this weekend. Get some consistency into his footy. He's always been a very good player. Approaches, kicks from about 47. Kick on goal is looking very nice indeed. Davin Ferreira very happy with that kick, straight through the middle. And importantly, that is the Eagles' first for the afternoon. Comes at the 10.5-minute mark of this first quarter. They trail Waratah 2-1-13. Eagles 1 straight 6.
Becoming one of those guys up forward that Wanderers can look to with confidence. Ferreira kicked a couple of good goals last week. Joel Jeffrey out of the side, who kicked 4 last week. Ferreira got 2. So Ferreira now with 3 goals in this in a quarter and a bit that we've seen over the last fortnight, looking pretty good.
And I thought Thomas Motlop contested as well, really well at that 50 there. Just made an effort and get the ball to ground.
And Uncle Mark said he shouldn't play forward. He should be the half-back flanker.
Back in the middle, the umpire throws it up. Waratahs here again are going to get the clearance. A chain of hand passes out again. Gets it out to Simpson. Daniel Simpson kicks it up to the 50. Waratahs again have the numbers there. Just looking too good up forward, but the ball goes out of bounds just as the Waratahs player had picked it up in James Ray to run away. So there's going to be a boundary thrown about 60 metres from goal in front of the St Mary's clubhouse.
Earlier today, the Tigers by 7 points over the Tiwi Bombers.
Ruck contest, one down here by Westerberg. Clears a path here for Raven Jolliffe. Nice kick inside, attacking 50. and hit out of bounds. Come off the hands there, the contest. Brimacombe.
That's a good contest down there.
That is a good contest, and Brimacombe, gee, an unusual position for him. So a boundary throw in now, about 20 around from the Waratah goal. They've had the best of it for the last 12 minutes. Adams wins it down for Wanderers, goes straight to a Waratah opponent. Ali Bond tries to work his way through. His handball's chopped off. The snap on goal is a beauty and just hits the post 1.5 meters up. Just needed to turn a little bit more inboard, and that was a goal. Not to be. The kick inboard comes to Nook Mansell, and Wanderers looking to settle here and bring it out nicely.
Braden McLean has it in the back half here for Wanderers. Just directing traffic. It's the 15-metre kick to Priest. So Sebastian Priest started the game well, was leading. They're just not finding him when he's on the lead. Looking to go inboard. Just gets a roundy's player on the mark too easily, and then it's just an up and under kick straight into the Waratahs player who drops the mark he probably should have taken. Kicked off the ground by Kiranua, picked up by Simpson. Simpson gets a hand pass to Kiranua, kept running, was a Waratahs player, and Cantilla has a shot on goal, and he's missed absolutely everything. So the excitement of the hand passes, Charlie, but just didn't finish off.
Gee, that was a poor kick in the end, and a couple of times now they've had a shot down there and missed everything by lots.
Daniel Wheater brings the ball back into play, and that is a superb kick. Finds Joel Cabillo. Cabillo out wide now looking for Aaron Motlop. He does the right thing and passes it straight off to the run of Muran Guric. Inside 50, looking for the target in Thomas Motlop. Got hands to it, couldn't take it. Works very hard at ground level. Gets possession, keeps it in front of himself. Soccers it towards the goal square. Was that off hands, off foot? I think Marcus Totham's kicked that. He has. What a goal by the Eagles. Well worked by Thomas Motlop, and smart thinking by Marcus Totham in the goal square to soccer it away. Wanderers all of a sudden only trail by 2 points. They are 2 straight 12. Waratah 2-2-14.
Well, Thomas Motlop, that's where he should be. Play him up forward.
Play him up forward. I was hoping we'd get another replay of that. That was smart by Marcus Totham. He had the players around him, and he just kicked it pretty much in mid-air or off the ground, and I tell you what, that's another contender for goal of the year. That was clever play by a young player.
Now, Marcus is the son of David Totham.
And we talked about him pre-game, Charlie, and there it was, an example of that experience that he's gaining.
And I think his mum is Andre, who's Andre Angel, who was Troy Angel's sister. So
you know all the connections, Charlie.
The Goss.
As Waratahs come out, that's
great
a good tackle.
She's not rewarded.
Mitchell Taylor goes without it. Simpson's there, hand passes to a teammate. Simpson's going to get it back. He does. Pushed as he kicked it. It falls in the arms of Kim Cantilla. He's going to kick a goal. He does. He snuck it in. So Waratahs have their third. As soon as it goes into the 50, they look so dangerous. And Kim Cantilla has the goal that he needed, but he probably should have kicked one before that. But he's got the third for Waratahs.
Controlling it out of the middle, aren't they? Ruccio winning the taps. They didn't get it earlier on, but they're starting to control that. Now he's a big addition to the side, isn't he? The big man in the centre there.
Good tackle by Salmon by Wanderers, but unfortunately Waratahs just were pushing forward and managed to get the ball forward.
So Waratah, looks like Wanderers have to get it from half back, Charlie, and move it forward from there, the rate they're going, because they're not winning it out of the middle.
Not at all.
So Aruccio and his opponent, looks like it's going to be Joel Walsh now. They've tried a few in midfield already in the ruck. So Walsh up against Aruccio. Aruccio wins that easily. Waratah, can they take advantage? They can't. Free kick paid. Goes to Eldridge. He passes off straight away to Aaron Motlop. Quick kick out of the midfield. Thomas flies high. Ball comes to the back after Bugler got hands to it. Well done by Bates. Snap on goal is a ripper on the left foot from Simon Bates. Great touch from him. And Wanderers, gee, it's goal for goal here. They are 3 straight 18. Waratah 3-2-20. We've gone 16 minutes in the first.
So who says they need Adam Cook up there? Who said they need Liam Patrick? Ferreira, Totham and Bates.
How exciting have their goals been so far?
They've been terrific, haven't they?
Just it looking dangerous as well when it gets in there. And sometimes with young legs and speed, Charlie, it just you cannot buy speed, really.
Yeah.
It just is so important in this game. But to finish off, they've missed Simon Bates. He was the runner last week. So it's good to see him out there. So back in the middle, score, Waratahs 3-2-20, leading Wanderers 3 goals on 18, 16 and a half gone. Umpire throws it up. Riccio wins it down to Waratahs again, dominating in the midfield. Waratahs are. It's wrapped up this time. It's not going far. The umpire says, give it to me. So not much ground gained there. So a quick throw up by the umpire. Richo just pushes Walsh out the way, but Wanderers have read this better. Simon Bates kicks it into the 50. Nearly falls in the arms of Marika there. Thomas Motlop's there to put pressure on the defenders. Here goes Tipulura off the ground. Tyrell Louis goes without it. Waratah's mop up here. Drops the mark. He should have taken under a lot of pressure by Salmon. Waratah's here. Salmon goes in for a second effort. Here's Wanderers looking dangerous. He needs to get rid of it. That's ball. Well done. So that's, I think that player, is that Tyrell Louis? It is. So the young player, this is a 16-year-old player as well. So he comes out of the under-18s where Joel Jeffrey. So this is the new generation for Wanderers.
Good on them. They're brave to do it.
So he's going to have a shot from about 48. So Tyrell Louis, he's played a couple of games to start the season, but then I think he was out injured. So usually a good shot on goal. In one of the academies as well, young Tyrell Louis. Kicks it from the paint of 50. Looks good off the boot. It's an up and under kick, but I reckon he's just cleared it. He has. Tyrell Louis kicked Wanderers' fourth goal. So the young 16-year-old is good. He just looks real calm about it as well. No excitement whatsoever. The players run to him, so well done to the young fella, and he's put Wanderers in front.
Gee, the pendulum has just swung the other way, hasn't it? For 6 or 7 minutes there, Waratahs looked so good controlling the game, and then Wanderers bit by bit clawing their way back into it. Then they go forward. Bates, Totham, Ferreira and Louis all kicking goals for them. The Mosquito Fleet doing the work for the Eagles here.
Fantastic by the Eagles. They've really muscled up in the midfield too. I think that's what's gone on here. They've really understood that that's where they were getting beaten. I watched Ferreira run off the line very hard a moment ago. Aruccio wins it again, but here go the Eagles. Oh, and a holding free kick has been paid there. And that will go to Raven Jolliffe for Tars. So from the centre circle, takes that kick out wide. Beautiful kick it was too. Found Mitchell O'Donnell. He is causing some headaches, this fellow. Kick is a low kick. Looking there for Min Cook, finding him, he's tackled, gone. Good effort. Mitchell Taylor lets him know all about it. And here's where the pressure's coming. They're onto it, Wanderers. They've really woken up here. Mitchell Taylor out wide to Daniel Wheatra. Lovely kick. Look at the old firm here. Mitchell Taylor, Wheatra now to Bates on the left boot. Up through centre wing, out to wide towards Louis. Got hands to it. Good body work. Forces his opponent towards the boundary line and out. And he wins his team a boundary throw in 60 from goal.
Dom, you absolutely picked it. You know, Wanderers are losing in the middle, half-back line, launching their attack from there. That was some terrific play.
And they just did a rotation. About 3 players have come straight on for Wanderers and straight into this contest. So boundary throw and Bugler against Priest. The umpire's found a free kick. It's going the way of Waratahs.
High tackle.
Ducked into it.
So Waratahs kicks it out wide. Centre wing here. Good mark taken by that player in O'Donnell. That's Mitchell O'Donnell.
Looking for the link with us.
Yeah, he does.
Yes.
Looking for the big ruckman. Well done, Richo. So he takes it about 80 from goal, and that's what we were talking about, the skills that they're still coming. So, you know, he's running to the right positions. He's presenting, doing very well in the ruck, but unfortunately, sometimes the skill probably is just a little bit lacking.
Yeah, and you hate to say it, the big fellas can't kick the ball.
And he's just come off too. He was clearly very tired. He was looking for the bench, and that kick was the last thing he wanted to do, wasn't it?
He's been a good player. He's been a good player of the quarter.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Now Marika from that out of bounds on the full free kick. The players are up. Sebastian Priest lays a tackle as the ball comes down. Mitchell O'Donnell took possession. Nice handball comes out from Westerberg, looking for a teammate in Blake. All that action right up close to the boundary line, and the ball forced out for a boundary throw in right in front of our commentary position. 21 minutes gone in this first quarter. Wanderers 4 straight 24. Waratah 3-2-20.
Boundary throw in. Ruckman tussle at it. Priest is at the back. Goes and crumbs his own ball, but Waratahs there have the numbers, and the umpire's found a 3-kick throw, so advantage goes to Waratahs. Kicks it in, and a good mark taken by Barrett. That's Cameron Barrett against Mitchell Taylor. That's not easy to do as well. That was a good, strong, contested mark. So he's taken it about 40 out from goal, directly in front. Kicking with the breeze at his back. So Cameron Barrett already has a goal. Can he kick Waratahs fourth and put them back in front? Kicking with the breeze, as I said, directly in front. Looks good off the boot. And has he snuck it in? He has. So Waratahs have their fourth and Cameron Barrett has his second.
Yeah, good kick, Barrett. You can just see he's a man who can kick the footy well, dropped it, hit the boot well, went dead straight, like one of those big tracer bullets straight through the middle. So good goal there for Tars.
So Waratahs 4-2-26, leading Wanderers 4 straight 24. 22 minutes gone.
We got the close one.
We have indeed. 2 points the margin.
It's a good game of footy so far.
It is, isn't it?
Sneaking up on quarter time here, and the third rotation through the ruck here for the Eagles. Sebastian Priest in ruck. And he'll be lining up against Zach Westerberg, who looks as though he's lost quite a bit of weight from last season. Zach Westerberg. Ball tossed up high. Westerberg went early. Sebastian Priest went late. He hit the ground. Westerberg picked up the ball and handballed away to a teammate. Nice work through the middle here by Tars. Kick up towards half forward. Running at it hard. McLean as it came off hands. Steps around Waddell magnificently. Up towards centre wing looking for Jaden Adams. Comes off hands and will go over the boundary line at left half forward. So again, Charlie, that springboard from half back. And already Wanderers up at half forward. Another contest.
Yeah, and Baden McLean, terrific play there. The step and the kick is just good, right down to half forward.
So much more time. He allows himself so much time. Reminds me of a Scotty Pendlebury. Just creates the time and space for himself. So boundary throw in. A lot of players around this stoppage. The umpire is going to let it go. No. So he's going to have a ball up about 60 from Wanderers' goal. Grandstand side here. Walsh nominates to ruck against Westerberg. Comes down. Walsh is in there again for Wanderers, so too is Aaron Motlop. Brenton Motlop kicks it off the ground, only as far as the Waratahs plate. They got dumped after he got rid of the ball. Probably a bit of a high shot in there. The umpire's letting it go here. Scrappy footy, it won't come out. The umpire says play on. Waratahs here look like they're going to clear it. Bugler gets it to a teammate, out wide to another teammate in Simpson. This is good pressure here by both teams and picked up by Ferreira and kicked into the 50 to Thomas Motlop. 2-on-1, does well Motlop to bring it to ground. Louis goes without it. Good contest here we've got here at Marara. Again, the umpire's letting it go. Picked up by Tipalua. John Tipalua kicks it to the top of the square. No one's there. How's this going to bounce? And it favours Waratahs. It should run away with it here.
Waratahs take possession now deep inside defensive 50. Handball is errant. Tackle laid there by Tyrell Louis. The handball came away to Ray. Ray picks up a teammate in Mincook. Good play. In fact, that was Barrett all the way down from full forward. The handball comes out towards him, puts him under pressure. He's dispossessed with a good tackle. Mincook comes onto it. Handballs to Barrett. Lovely, long, raking right boot kick is just a little bit too long. It was set up beautifully. Bounces just before the line, and I think Henry Keranua and bounces out of bounds for a boundary throw in. 15 around from the goal face for Tars.
Keranua, full head of steam there. He just wanted that to stay a fraction longer in the field of play, and he was on it, but it just got away from him.
You've got to love the shape of this ball. The way it bounces sometimes just leaves you for dead, I tell you.
Not kind.
Oh, boundary thrown deep in the left pocket here for Waratahs at the back, picked up by Mackenzie. Mackenzie kicks it up and under. The umpire says play on, didn't go 15. Centres it here, looking for Waddell. Waddell goes without it. Marika's there, taken high. Good work by Marika. Has the free kick, and the umpire's going to call it back. Probably not advantage there, so good work to the umpire. And Gabriel Marika is going to take the free kick deep in the right back pocket for Wanderers.
Yeah, Tars had Henry Keranua to cut that off if Wanderers were allowed to play on.
Gee, nice dangerous little kick there from Marika to Nook Mansell. If they didn't have advantage before, that was even less. He took it well though, Nook Mansell. Goes back to Mitchell Taylor, and the siren sounds for quarter time here at Marara Oval. Round 9 clash between Wanderers and Waratah. And at quarter time, it is Waratah 4-2-26, leading Wanderers 4 straight.
She's flying down to Alice today.
Don't forget to put away the garden furniture.
Yep, got it.
And just remember the TIO weather alerts. Garden furniture!
Love you too.
She's off, but he's still got TIO. They cover you for territory weather, cyclone, storm surge, flood, hail, and they're local, so they can respond fast.
TIO? The storm's staying, kids.
So we can feel, really feel, together real, together. No one can stop. No one can stop.
another life saved with the Chemist Warehouse app. Take control of your health and wellness. Download now.
CFS Schoolwear is the perfect choice for quality custom-made school uniforms. Ideal clothing for all school-related activities, whether it's 50 or 500 students, we have what you need. Contact the Cricket and Football Shop NT for your free CFS Schoolwear quote today.
Let's see. Roma, Verona?
Perhaps Barcelona.
Make your dream holiday a reality. Book your next getaway at Flight Centre with interest-free holidays and flexible repayment options.
Best in the air.
And everywhere.
Intersport, new concept store now open in Casuarina Square. Come in and check out a world-class shopping experience.
Dedicated sports zones.
Now stocking only the biggest brands in tennis, cricket, fitness from treadmills to benches, boxing, swimming, darts, pool and table tennis. For awesome service and advice, still locally owned and operated, the all-new Intersport concept store.
Now open at Casuarina Square.
Boys, we've got a real big problem. It belongs to you, it belongs to me, it belongs to everybody. I'm talking about family violence. It's time we said no more to family violence, isn't it? Yeah. Think about it.
We've all got to say no more to family violence.
No more!
Family violence is a community problem and it needs a community response from all of us, and sport is a big part of that. But we can all do our bit by being more respectful to each other. Please make this year the year we say no more to family violence.
which is allowing the ball to come to ground, and their crummers are there as well. So I think he's doing a good job up there, and is probably looking for a forward target. I think he was definitely it for this game, and he's doing well up there. I did say to him, if you were playing in the back line, make sure you run forward and kick a goal for us. You know, he is a great forward player, but as he said, when the structures change and you lose a lot of your players, you then have to play different roles, and that's why he was back at centre half back, where he can sort of set up play. But I think when you've got Braden McLean playing, they can allow for Thomas Motlop to move forward.
Exactly. And you know, the breeze, if you have a look at those well, thanks flags.
They just changed.
They've just gone the other way.
Just as I looked now, they blew the other way. But,
that's gold. How did you do that?
Unbelievable. But it certainly it was blowing to the right off screen if you're watching it on YouTube, favouring Waratah. So Wanderers might get the use of that breeze here.
That's magic. And you just put your hand up and they just turn.
We don't call you God for no reason, Charlie.
Oh, that's gold.
To tell you, Charlie, the other player who I thought was quite good in that quarter for Waratah was the big ruckman, Alexander Aruccio. There was hardly a ruck contest that he lost, and he was able to palm it. So he was doing it deliberately. He's palming it down to his midfielders, really setting up some of their run through the middle, and they controlled that first 10 to 15 minutes, that first quarter, because of his ruck work.
Yeah, I think, and you made the point that Wanderers would have been very much aware of that. We're not going to win it out of the middle from the ruck contest. We've got to win it at ground level. The ball's going to hit the ground if you can man up.
You know, sometimes I think Tiwi did it a lot last year, is that they just had a midfielder that didn't jump in the ruck, and it was just had the four midfielders around ready for the contest to come down. I think in situations, I know when our ruck's missing, we tend to put a smaller one in there, and we just say, sometimes don't even jump, just wait for the ball to come down, because when they are dominating that much, you're better off just manning up and having that extra player ready for a stoppage of that ball. He is dominating that much, and I think that the player that really did the best against him was Sebastian Priest, and I think that's why he's going in the ruck now.
Priest,
We can see James Ray coming from the ground here as the players take their positions, and he is very sore. Holding his lower back, copped the knee in the back. Nothing like it. He'll be bruised for weeks and weeks.
It's just the worst thing, isn't it?
It is, and what it does is
he can hardly sit down.
It's a coach killer because it just throws your rotations down.
Yep.
People don't understand for a coach and for players that when you're used to your rotations, and when that changes, it can really throw things out.
But shouldn't you be putting ice on it? I mean, they should have him on the ground.
I think
he's got something on the back there. Yeah,
he's got it strapped to his back.
Okay.
Yeah,
the old turtle.
And good player too.
Oh, he's a good player. I mean, he'll be missed this afternoon. Back in the middle now. The second quarter underway. Sebastian Priest, good contest against Arruccio. Still came to O'Donnell, get a handball away to Waratah. Now away to Zobel. Kicks across half-back. Marcus Totham, nuisance value out there. Raven Jalif takes possession. Just pops it up out there for Matthew Blake, who's a good player for Tars. Takes the mark at half-back, plays on quickly. Looking out there for Waddell. Got a nice shove in the back. Ball hits the ground. Marika couldn't handle cleanly. Lovely handball from Mackenzie on the up. Kim Cantilla couldn't take it. Marika back in there again. Gets possession away to Murunguric. He couldn't handle. Bugler, he does. Kicks out wide and finds a teammate.
Hand passes it off, has a bounce from 60. Just lowers the eyes, finds Cantilla. He doesn't hit him. Cantilla goes in for a second effort. It's pushed to the goal line. Are they going to shepherd it? No, it's gone through for a rush behind by Braden McLean. Did well there because you've got to be careful you don't rush it from 20 metres out. And Braden McLean with a quick kick out. Beautiful kick. Finds Nook Mansell on the defensive 50 here for Wanderers. Louis leading for him. He goes there. Probably kicked it a little bit late, but Louis, brilliant contest. Against 3, takes it. Then on the outside of the boot, boots at about 50, the young fella, but straight into the arms of Justin Bugler. That's decked after he takes the mark. Should be 50. Very, very lucky. And the free kick is going against Justin Bugler. So Walsh, I wasn't quite sure what was in that contest there. That was a clear mark.
Yeah, it seemed to be. Louis, he's a good size, isn't he?
He is. Very much like Joel Jeffrey.
Walsh from the contest, kicked it into forward 50. No one could take the mark. Head down over the ball was Jalif. Under pressure here, Tars. Good tackle laid. The umpire says play on. The ball kicked out wide here now, near the boundary. Aaron Motlop goes backwards with the handball to Nook Mansell. Nice little inboard hands to Aaron Motlop. Chips up towards Thomas, gathers, kicks quickly. Boot comes off. Ball goes towards the goal face and just takes the hard right turn and through for a behind. Charlie, no justice in that.
No justice at all. And Thomas, his boots come off and his left knee is heavily strapped.
He played that so smart. He knew it was coming. He knew he had to get it onto the boot quickly, and he did.
But Aaron was good in it as well, wasn't he?
Waratah's come away here, finds their player. I think that's Barrett. So run all the way up, Barrett, on centre wing, looking for Waddell. Waddell takes the mark directly on centre wing here.
Like him.
Far side, ignores the first lead. No, he goes there, finds his teammate in Cook. He kicked a goal, kicks it into the 50. Big Ruckman's down there at full forward. He goes defensively, gets it to ground to the Crummers. That's Cantilla, I think it is. And the ball's kept in. Oh, and he misses his target. Picked up by Cantilla here, and he's kicked. No, he's touched Marika. Oh, well done. The last line of defence, he dived full length there to get his hand on the ball, and he saved a dead set goal for Waratahs.
Yeah, he took 5 points off the score, didn't he, driving
well
at it?
Done.
Sensational.
Well done, Marika. Gabriel Marika.
Well, he's having some sort of a game, Gabriel Marika. Mitchell Taylor now with the kicking duties goes to Murunguric. What a great name. Marbo Murunguric finds Nook Mansell. He's a pretty handy player too, Murunguric. Played well last weekend, carrying that on now. That's a good kick from Nook Mansell too. Finds Brimacombe, feigns to go by hand, does it on the second go. Finds McLean, needs to get rid of it, does, goes to Bates, almost runs into trouble, pops up the high up and under. That is unlike Simon Bates, and just pops it onto the chest of Bugler. He returns with interest, goes straight to Waddell. He goes into midfield, missed his target. Ali Bond on the run, drills a pass in, looking for Terrell. Didn't find him. Thomas Motlop at ground level, picks up, gets the handball away, shoved in the back, will take the free kick. And he is hurt here, Thomas Motlop, and his Waratah opponent knows it too.
I reckon he had a knee problem anyway. It was heavily bandaged, that knee of his, and I reckon that's just buckled underneath him, and he's gone to ground. He's still there. He's just getting up rather gingerly now, but I'm not sure he's in a fit state to take this kick. It's that left knee that's
He needs to hand pass it right now to the young fella next to him.
Tell you what, I've been impressed with Tyrell Louis.
Looks the part too,
he's got a good size for a 16-year-old. Gee, he moves well. Thomas now looking for something. McLean gives him a little bit. He goes for the torp. Forwards will not like that at all. Defenders punch it away quite easily. Charging through Ferreira. Took the ball. Gives by hand to Ali Bond. Goes to Salmon. Snap on goal. Is a goal for the Eagles.
Wowee. So the torp actually worked in the end.
The chaos ball, and it was John Tipalora. My apologies to John Tipalora. He is the one who has kicked the goal there for the Eagles. Great snap by him. Thomas Motlop, excellent work at ground level to win a free kick, and then the chaos ball did the rest.
Still looking very sore down there.
It was a horrible old kick that went in, but nevertheless, when it hit the ground there, Tipalura was there to complete the task. Well done, the Eagles.
You're right, it definitely is his left knee, so he's just on the boundary here, Thomas Motlop. Let's hope it's nothing serious, because he is creating options down there and giving Wanderers a target. So back in the middle, Riccio versus Adams. So Wanderers by 3 points here. Riccio then wins a tap down. Wanderers are around it here. Brenton Motlop's just over the ball. He needs to get rid of it. The umpire is going to let it go. No, he's going to let it go. It hasn't come out. The umpire's saying play on. Now he's going to ball it up.
And the players are saying, well, we can't.
Yeah, we can't get it out.
Stuck under 8 bodies.
Umpire quickly throws it out. Riccio just takes it out of the ruck.
Gone.
Tries to kick, and that should have been gone. You take it straight out of the ruck. If someone gets a hand on you, it's a free kick. And going without the ball is Marika.
And Riccio said, well, if that other one you didn't pick it up, what about this one? I'm going to hold him without the ball.
Marika kicks it out wide to Salmon. Marika's playing a brilliant game. So Salmon takes it on centre wing here for Wanderers. Good kick up forward to John Tipalura, the goal kicker. They're on centre wing here, Wanderers. Just maintaining possession. Up and under kick, looking for Louis. Run at the back was Braden McLean, got high but went without it. Jumps to his feet, Louis there, intercepts the ball, hand passes back to a teammate. Waratahs are under pressure here, Totham picks it up, hand passes to McLean, dances around one, quickly gets it on the boot. Over the top of Ali Bond's head. Darwin Ferreira kicks it up, kicks towards goal, and it just bounces across the face. The idea was there, but unfortunately it didn't go through. But Wanderers looking very dangerous, and now they're ahead by 4 points.
How are they able to force that ball down about 50 metres, the Eagles? Just hard running at it on the ground. Little push through, little push, little handball, little knock on.
Tars already working it out of defence, up towards Zach Westerberg with the kick. He takes it on centre wing under pressure from Daniel Wheatra. High kick, looking for a target down there. And off hands, out of bounds, about 65 around from the Tars goal. They're kicking to the Michael Long centre in this second quarter, to the left of screen if you're watching on YouTube. And at the 7-minute mark of this quarter, Wanderers are in the lead, 5-2-32. Waratah 4-4-28. Ruck contest now. Westerberg up against Jaden Adams. Well, I think Westerberg won that one down. Comes down here to McKenzie. Loses it to Motlop. Motlop, nice kick out here, looking for Tipalora. The flashing orange boots, puts on the afterburners, needs to have a bounce, does. Good, calm play from the youngster. Great play here from the Tars defence. Superb, the kick into midfield. Will it be marked? No, it won't. The effort came from Joliffe. His hands are good. Goes to Min Cook, is it? And he kicks out wide, looking out here for O'Donnell. So O'Donnell now on centre wing, confronted. Great smother from Eldridge. Good contest, traps O'Donnell. Eldridge continues on. Good contest between he and O'Donnell. Coming through there was Henry Kerenua, releases by hand. Great tackle by Nook Mansell on Mincook. O'Donnell, great hands. Got it out there to Joliffe. The up and under, punched away from Brimacombe. Will he find the boundary? Just. What a great contest between both teams at the 8-minute mark.
Good spirit too they're playing, you know, they just good, clean, hard footy.
Good full-back fist that was by Brimacombe, and straight to the boundary as well. Knew he didn't have to play the defenders down there, and he punched it as hard as he could, and it got over only just. So boundary throw in here in the forward 50 for Waratahs. The back, Lunguric was there, kicked out of defence. It's going to land in the arms of Waratah's play. No, drops a mark. Coming there is Walsh. Walsh jumps over the top of his own play, knees him in the head while he was there. So he's still down, and the umpire is going to have to ball it up on the 50. That was Salmon, I think, that got an accidental knee in the head.
And that was
that always hurts.
Yeah, and that was Joliffe who dropped it as well. He's had a good quarter.
Umpire throws it up. Walsh versus Westerberg. Mitchell Taylor, quick left, up and under. So Jeffel can't get there. Waratahs have the numbers here. It's going to be kicked back in by O'Donnell. O'Donnell finds his leading forward. And that's Barrett. Barrett then kicks it to the square looking for Waddell. Waddell drops the mark, then tracks it to the boundary line that goes over deep in the left forward pocket for the Waratahs.
Now, Tash, I know it's a card that Tars have played many times in the past. Put Bugler down at full forward. Just throw him there because they got a lot of ball going in that forward line. They're not taking strong marks. He can take a mark. He'll kick a couple of goals. You put him there.
Maybe
give him 8 minutes.
Swap him with Waddell. Put Waddell back at the centre half back.
Boundary throw in now. The ruck contest won there by Westerberg. Henry Kerenua came charging in. Westerberg got a hold of it again, and the quick kick was almost a good one. So fast out of the contest, yielded but a behind. So Waratah move on to 4-5-29. Wanderers 5-2-32. The quick kick in from the blue and golds, and that's a good mark out there taken by Brimacombe.
It's been good, hasn't he? Like him.
Takes the mark, steps back inside defensive 50, now called to play on by the umpire, goes straight down the line. The kick is errant, but fortuitously Bugler drops them. What was that you saying about taking marks, Charlie? Taken there by Sebastian Priest. Long kick inside 50, off hands. Marcus Totham goes to Ali Bond. They've got some numbers here if they can get the ball inside 50. Bond does. No mark taken by Joel Cabillo. Quickly kicks on goal and kicks the goal for the Eagles. Well, they were somewhat lucky. Doesn't matter. Goals on the board.
Well, yeah, they were lucky, Don, but they had one player on 4 down there, and they were still able to work their way through that defensive line and kick the goal.
And they had the numbers as well. Joel Cabillo, good goal, but could have easily given the hands over the top to Brenton Motlop that didn't have a player, so he needed to kick that goal. Otherwise, I reckon he would have got a bit of a sting from Brenton Motlop, who's run straight back into the midfield here.
So we're seeing something a little special here from Wanderers now. They're just starting to really apply the screw down, aren't they?
And sorry, Charlie, they are, because they've got Braden McLean, Aaron Motlop and Brenton Motlop in there as well for Wanderers. So a bit of experience they've gone back to where they started the game with inexperience in the midfield. Umpire throws it up. Westenberg wins a tap down. Good read by O'Donnell. Lincoln hand passes here to Carroll. Carroll for Waratahs goes forward. A good lead as well there by Kim Cantilla. Looks inboard, lowered the eyes, well done. Good work by Barrett.
That's a good kick.
Straight in front to his forward. And good work again by Brillicombe. So they've got the numbers here. Waratahs gets a handball away to a teammate, has a shot on goal, and Waratahs have kicked their 5th goal. So a good reply, Waratahs. I'm trying to pick up who that player was.
Well, they got clear.
They just had the hands there on Jolliffe. So he's gone down and kicked a goal, Jolliffe. Thanks, Dominic. But Waratahs have their 5th. Wanderers 6-2-38. Still leading Waratahs 5-5-35. 12 and a half gone second quarter.
He looked likely, Jolliffe, for most of this game, hasn't he, to kick goals? So that's a good one for him.
Gee, hasn't Barrett played well in their forward half? He's got a beautiful kick. He knows how to use the footy.
And he does good leads as well.
Yeah.
50, 60-metre leads right up here on the wing.
Now, where is Bugler? Is he down in the defensive line? I can't see him there.
Full back here. No.
Full back. So from the ruck contest, Tars pushing the ball forward. Marika now over the ball, pressured by Kerenoi. He flips the ball out towards Totham. Totham can't pick up. In there was Jolliffe. In fact, it was O'Donnell for Tars. Wanderers now with the footy, kicking up through centre wing, looking out there for Joel Cabillo. Ball bounces just in front of him and then over the boundary line. So just to the left of the scoreboard for a boundary throw-in. Wanderers holding a 3-point advantage here. 13 minutes gone after Waratah led by 2 points at quarter time. Aruccio with the big double fisted towards O'Donnell and the boundary line. And the boundary line will win again. Marcus Totham got his hands on the footy, but has to toss that back to the umpire now for another boundary throw in. Right half forward it is, favouring Tars.
The umpire, the ruckman just set here, so Adams against Aruccio. Aruccio wins a tap down. Waratahs here around the ball. The ball comes out, kicked forward by Totham for Wanderers. Simon Bates puts on the afterburners. Well done by the Waratahs player to get there. Hits it towards the boundary and then takes it over. No, that's going to be holding the ball. Oh, geez, he had no attempt there. Managed to stay in and then walked over the boundary. So it was either holding the ball deliberate but the umpire says no, throw it in. So we're about 60 around from Wanderers' goal here. Far side in front of the St Mary's clubhouse. Again, the ruckmen go at it. Well done to Priest. He actually won that one down, but straight to a Waratah's player. Kicks it out wide. Was it touched? Yes, it was touched. So right under the scoreboard, we've got another boundary throw in.
Good even game of footy.
It's a tight tussle here. Nearly 14 and a half gone in the second quarter, and both teams looking pretty tired.
Yeah, and it seems like it's been a really long quarter. I thought
it does,
I thought it'd been 20 minutes gone, but it's only 14 and a bit.
Ruck contest again, won easily by Aruccio. Bullis now attacking the ball. Hunt throws Mitchell Taylor off the footy. Play on, says the umpire. Tars in control here. The long kick inside 50. Target is Waddell. The pack forms. Down is, oh, that's a wonderful smother from Daniel Waratah. Now the handball forward. First player there will be Salmon. Can't pick it up cleanly. Soccers the footy to himself and clears it away from the danger area. Tries to do it again. Missed the footy. Waratah was there, and now a push to be paid. And that free kick will go to Sam Waddell for Waratah. Plays on quickly. The kick was poor. Cut off by Marika. Bullis is there. Uses his body well. But the ball beats the contest and over the boundary line for a boundary throw-in. Gee, they avoided danger there, Charlie, just, didn't
they? Gee, Simpson showed some pace getting there. He ran from about 20 metres back to get to that contest a short time ago.
Good to see Thomas Motlop come back on as well.
He's there, playing out on the wing and probably up towards half forward.
Boundary throw-in. Riccio then wins a tap down again, just hits it to the back. Coming through is Kiranua. Passes it up to a teammate in O'Donnell. Couldn't get his kick away clearly. Picked up here by Murungudic. Just kicks it out wide, looking for Tipulura. Beaten to the ball by his Waratah's opponent. Looks inboard, dangerous kick. Ali Bond did really well. He's got 3-on-1 here, Ali Bond. Just kicks it forward, waits for help to arrive. It didn't arrive. And then intercepted by John Tipulura. Does well, dances around one, wait for help to arrive again. And Braden McLean is just dumped. The umpire says play on. Waratahs have it here. There's a fight on and back play, but we'll keep with the play here. The mark's taken by the Waratahs play, and I reckon that's Henry Kiranua. And then just casual as you like, kicks it to Cameron Barrett, and I reckon I would as well with the way he's kicking at the moment. He's kicked 2 goals. Cameron Barrett, he's going to kick it from 40. Slight angle, just right of centre. Not much to speak of. Kicking with a slight breeze across the face here.
So Zach Westerberg down here in front of us looks as though he's ready to come back on, but I'm not sure that he's 100%.
So we'll keep an eye on him as Barrett's looking for his 3rd. Good kick on goal. You'd pass it to him every day of the week if he was calling for it. And Cameron Barrett has his 3rd, and Waratahs just kicking it away a bit here, have their 7th. So 7-5-47, leading Wanderers 6-2-38, 7.5 gone.
Yes, good effort, Barrett. 2 in the first quarter and 1 here. Although I think that goal might have went up just before you called it, Tash. I think it's 6.
So it's stuck on
5
6
to
there.
6-2, yeah. So 3 points the difference here. Tars just with their noses in front in what is a really enjoyable game. Barrett the man to go to, and you're right. Go to him every time, I reckon, and put a player around him if the ball hits the ground, clean it up.
And Aruccio, what a tackle on Braden McLean. That set that goal up.
Drilled him, didn't he?
Sure did. He's back in the ruck contest now, wins that convincingly. Ferreira charged at it. Yeah, he's way blocked by Bates. Now he's laying the tackle. Jaleef couldn't pick up. Players have packed forms, and incorrect disposal is the call. It's getting a bit willing here. Players throwing the weight around now. Wanderers to take the free kick. And Davin Ferreira, the man with ball in hand. Not really sure he thought it was his. Kicks out wide, looking for the run of Bates. In pursuit is Brodie Carroll. Bates gathers, and Brodie Carroll gets hold of him. Great tackle, great chase. The ball socked towards Jaleef. Almost tackled by Nook Mansell. He gets the handball away. Ball bounced by Zobel as soon as he took possession. Coming through strongly is Bullis. Now it's starting to open up here for Tars. Picked up by McKenzie. Goes back here to the run of Bullis. In fact, Zobel will take it. He does. Handballs over the top and goes to Kiranua. Checks to go with the left boot. Comes back inside. Handballs to the goal square. And that is a magnificent goal by the Waratah Footy Club, kicked in the end by Sam Waddell, but what a passage of play, Charlie.
Wow, they went coast to coast, didn't they? From right back in defence, Wanderers hardly got to it. They were challenged 4 or 5 times there, won every one of those challenges, got the ball forward, and then they had two guys standing in the goals all by themselves. Little handball over the top. Wanderers were caught napping. Great play, Waratahs. Best play of the match so far.
It looked good. Very good. And good chase down here as well on Simon Bates.
That set it up.
Yeah, that caused the turnover.
Yep. He's got some pace, hasn't he, Bates?
He has, but clearly so too does Brodie Carroll.
Yeah, Carroll got to him.
And you don't expect that very often as Simon Bates to get run down. So good tackle. Wasn't rewarded. Back in the middle, umpire throws it up. Now they're not even competing. Wanderers against Aruccio, kicks it forward. King here for Cantilla, I think it is, but Marika picks it up. Pressure just palms off the big ruckman for Waratahs, kicks it forward, 2-on-1, Louis at the back, makes a contest of it, falls at the back here to Smith, picked up by Priest, has a shot on goal, terrible shot on goal, and kicks it out of bounds on the full. Had Ali Bond there to hand pass to.
Wow.
And just burnt his teammates there.
That's a real error.
You've got to look after your teammates, don't you?
Not a good decision there by Sebastian Priest. Apart from that, hasn't played too bad.
And they did well to get it there. Just interesting that rucking contest in the middle. They're tapping it backwards now in order to get it out of the middle. Aruccio, clever enough to do that.
Pushed in the back there was the Waratahs player. Louis comes out with it. Smacked to the side by Waratahs. Linker hand passes again to Westerberg. Keeps to the boundary. The ball goes out of bounds for a boundary throw-in about 70 metres around from Wanderers' goal.
Very important for Wanderers here to maintain this in their forward 50. Waratah just tightening the screws slightly here at the 20.5-minute mark. Ruck contest, easily won by Westerberg, too easily. Ball comes to Brenton Motlop, flips it through. Ali Bond couldn't pick up cleanly. Coming through strongly again was Westerberg. Ball inside 50, passed off to Bates, runs his full measure, kicks on goal, and misses to the near side.
2 in a minute.
Again, the chase, the pressure that was put on him.
Great, indeed. Playing on quickly to himself now, Bailey Zobel for the Red and Whites. Goes by hand. Gee, they're opening them up here. Waratah are just working harder than the Eagles at the moment. Long kick comes out here to Jordan Gardner. Takes it at centre wing. He had Barrett clear. Goes long down towards half forward. Waddell. And good pressure on him by Tyler Brimacombe. Sees the ball out of bounds for a boundary throw-in at right half forward.
And Wanderers do not want to play the game the Tars are playing where they just can open them up and kick to players running loose. They've got to shut it down, don't they?
Interesting to see James Ray back on the field, so I hope he goes well.
Boundary throw in here. Wanderers need to stop the momentum here of Waratahs. It just favours Westerberg there, the throw in, but comes away with it as a Wanderers player, and Tottenham kicks it up to Sebastian Priest. Does it stay in? No, it doesn't. After he'd beaten his opponent. That was Justin Bugler. It's going to be another boundary throw in, 70 around from the Wanderers goal, the far side here. So score check. Waratahs 7-5-47, leading Wanderers 6-3-39. 22 minutes gone. The second quarter. Wanderers are looking forward to the halftime break here. Good boundary throw in. Westenberg takes it out of the ruck. Hand passes to a teammate. Free kicks found for a throw. So it's going to Waratahs. And the defensive 50 still here, the defensive half, sorry. So Westerberg has the free kick. So we're keeping an eye. We thought he might have had a bit of an injury.
And he's been okay since we called it.
He has, and he's chopping out the ruck with Aruccio. So doing well, both ruckmen for Waratahs. Big fist from behind from Mitchell Taylor, as you expect, and the ball goes out of bounds for another boundary throw-in under the scoreboard.
I reckon Mitchell Taylor was about third in line there, wasn't he? Just and leapt from the back, went right over the top of the pack.
He's leaping, he reads it so well, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Manages to get that fist in there. Tell you who's been really quiet, Wheatra.
First quarter he was okay.
And Ali Bond just gone out of the game a fair bit as well.
Oh, Westerberg, what a contest in the ruck. Just flipped it back, found a teammate. The quick kick inside 50, not marked by Waddell. Henry Karanua working hard. Numbers clear here. Handball to Barrett. Kicks on goal.
Missed.
And the open goal square. He went the dribbler and missed to the right-hand side. That was his easiest kick all day,
Look,
Charlie.
I don't like the dribbler. I never liked the dribbler when they first invented it in 1847. I said, get rid of that. Kick the thing.
You just don't know which way it's going to bounce, really.
It's a funny-shaped ball. It'll go anywhere.
Oh, Barrett, you've kicked magnificently at goal. Just use the drop punt. The kick in to Thomas Motlop. Oh, that's a beautiful mark. Under pressure, and look at the kick inboard. Wow. Finds Ali Bond at half back. Wow, what a treat that is. Great skills. Ali Bond comes inboard and goes to Jaden Adams. Now goes to Sebastian Priest. Building nicely here, the Eagles.
Excellent build.
Adams is still in the clear. Sebastian Priest steps around, handballs, didn't hit the target, came to Ali Bond. His kick was a shocker, comes off hands, goes to Tipalora, snaps on goal. He kicks his second fluke of the quarter. They won't care. Wanderers kicked their 7th for the quarter, or for the game, I should say.
Well, Wanderers deserved that goal, really, didn't they? They almost untouched from half-back, worked it up here until it got to the hands of Tipalora, and somehow he turned it into a goal.
He did. He just stole it out of the Waratah's player that unfortunately couldn't take the mark and just kick a goal. Well done.
It's an incredible game, isn't it, where Barrett's at that end, an absolute certain goal in front of him, clear line to the goal, misses, Wanderers somehow get it there, and a fluke from inside 50, Tipalura kicks the goal.
Turns it around, so Wanderers are only 3 points behind now. Nearly 25 minutes gone in the second quarter, so the siren's going to go shortly. So back in the middle. Westerberg's still out there against Adams. Westerberg's doing brilliantly in the ruck, chopping out in the ruck, not the main ruckman, as the siren goes for half-time. So Waratahs are leading here 7-6-48 to Wanderers 7-3-45, and we've got a good game of footy on our hands.
Good game of footy on our hands indeed. It was 2 points to Waratah at quarter time. We'll wait on the umpires to confirm, that is the goal umpires, but at this stage they've advanced that by 1 point. So a 3-point ball game, 7-6-48 to 7-3-45. Goal kickers to half time to Waratah's 3 goals to Cameron Barrett. Should have been 4. 2 in the first, 1 in the second. Singles in the first quarter to Kim Cantilla and Brendan Mincook. Singles in the second quarter to Raven Jolliffe and Sam Waddell. To the Eagles, 2 goals to John Tipalora. He kicked the last goal but moments ago. If he kicks another fluke, I'll have to say that they're not flukes anymore, Charlie.
She's flying down to Alice today.
Don't forget to put away the garden furniture.
Yep, got it.
And just remember the TIO weather alerts. Garden furniture!
Love you too.
She's off, but he's still got TIO. They cover you for territory weather, cyclone, storm surge, flood, hail, and they're local, so they can respond fast.
TIO? Storm's staying, kids.
Absolutely 0.
0.
Yeah, definitely.
It has to be 0. Yes.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I don't think that's asking too much.
Kilonewton centrifugal force, infrared remote control.
How does he do it?
24.5 kilowatt diesel motor.
He doesn't just know how to operate every piece of Kennard's high gear we get in, but also its service details and safety checks.
I know. It's as if he can hypnotise each piece.
Give me 2 passes with sauce, coffee white with 1 bun with icing, no pink icing.
Yep, no worries, Terry.
Time to escape, cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm blue and far and wide.
Great Northern Brewing Co., the beer from up here. Are you overrun with rubbish and need a skip bin? For easy disposal from your garden cleanup, renovation or spring clean? When you think skip bins, think NTRS. NTRS, your friendly, reliable and local waste disposal company.
with Ken Vale, the CEO of Baseball Australia. We've got Geelong, Korea, Northern Territory, Japan sounds okay too.
Does indeed, Ian. Does indeed. And playing some of those games out on the remote community softball diamonds is going to be something worth finding out a little bit more about. Thanks, Ian, for that. Half-time here, 7-6 to 7-3. Waratah leading Wanderers after they led by 2 points at quarter-time, and it was 4-2 to 4 points earlier today. Nightcliff by 7 points over the Tiwi Bombers in a good game, 12-11 to 10-16. A little inaccurate there, the Tiwi Bombers, but particularly late in the quarter. They kicked 5 points in that last quarter, and easily a goal or two would have won it for them. Pretty good game, very delicately poised here. Tasha's gone off and freshened herself up, so she's ready to go.
Feel alive now.
Ready to go. What do you think of it, guys? 3 points of difference here. It's on a nice edge, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and exciting footy by both teams. I think Wanderers got a few lucky goals there in the end, because Waratahs looked like they had the momentum just towards the last 5-10 minutes of that quarter, but Wanderers did well to pull it back. And again, there's a spread of goal kickers, and Cameron Barrett probably should have kicked a dead center one, and it just turned the game, and Wanderers were able to get it up the other end and kick the fluke goal in the end, I think, to Tipalura. So I think it's anyone's game here still, but Waratahs, when they do have the momentum, they're probably looking just that little bit better than Wanderers.
Might be one of those games where a fluky goal is going to win the match for it. Certainly has built up like that, hasn't it, Dom?
It has indeed, and as I said just before our half-time break, if John Tipalura kicks another fluky goal, they're not flukes anymore.
No,
just get it to him, because anything will be possible. The lads with the bright boots are certainly having an impact. Marika, I've really loved his game off half-back, and then the big fella in the middle, Aruccio. He doesn't have bright, shiny boots, but his ruck work's been very good, Charlie, especially with somebody who's only just learning the game.
Now, what have they done with Bugler? We always wait for that almost predictable move to throw him forward. Haven't done it?
No, sitting over here at
still
right half-back, I think, and he's got Tipalura on him.
Second half about to get underway. Dom, get us away.
Thanks, Charlie. Westerberg in the ruck. Lining up against Jaden Adams for the Eagles. The big fellas go at it. Westerberg went very early, got a fingernail on it. Nice chain of handballs through the middle. Jolliffe gets a quick kick out into forward 54 Tars. There's a player down in back play now for Tars. I think it's Henry Karanua. Handballs coming out. Walsh. In fact, it was Eldridge away to Mitchell Taylor. He just bombs away to centre wing and says, Sebastian Priest, run after that. He does. He gathers. They've got players in the clear here. Ali Bond gathers. Strides through a tackle, has a bounce. That's the Ali Bond of old. Drills a pass into Davin Ferreira. That was superb play by the Eagles, and Ferreira takes the mark close to the boundary.
Ali Bond, you little beauty.
He kicked one from here earlier on as well, Davin Ferreira, but Henry Karanua, it looked like his knee, he did not move. Called for the trainers straight away.
Yeah, he's in deep trouble. They're going to lose him, I think, but...
So Ferreira, now he chips inboard. He heard the call, no mark taken. That was not the decision. It was to McLean. Bugler, I think it was, on all fours, just paddles it through, trying to work it outside defensive 50 now, Tars. They're there in numbers. Great linking of handball here. Almost chopped off by Marika, but Waddell takes the mark at centre wing.
So Waddell just looking for his forward to move, and Barrett, he does. Drops in front, he's got 3-on-1 here. Barrett slaps it to the back. Smart play, finds his teammate in Simpson. Simpson just chips it over the top. Marika again, but Barrett's there, picks it up. And again, he dribbles it through the goals and nearly hit the post, but he was just testing you there, Charlie. But Barrett kicks his fourth and just manages to keep it inside that left-hand post there. But good work by Waratahs, and Barrett had 3-on-1, slapped it to the back to a teammate coming through in Simpson. But in the end, they got the goal that they needed, Waratahs.
Why, gee, they deserved it too. And Barrett was superb in that. He touched it at least 3 times before he got it there. He tried to give it to his teammates to do the job. They did, and he got it back. He tried again the second time. Third time, he said, I'll just do it myself. And he banged it away. And as you said, dribbled in towards the goal. Looked like it was going to bounce away towards the goalpost and hit it, but it didn't. It stayed in, and he got his 4th goal.
Very good one-on-one player. Yeah, very, very good in the air and at ground level.
Walsh and Westerberg. Westerberg wins the ruck contest easily. Tackle laid by Walsh. He has absolutely crunched an opponent, and that is Westerberg. Unfairly so, says the umpire. and he is the worse for wear. In fact, it's not Westerberg. Westerberg's just patting his teammate's head. It's Jolliffe there, who's been crunched by Walsh. He's definitely given the free kick away, so Tars will get it out of the middle easily again. Goes down towards Waddell. Waratah up high. That has to be a free kick for in the back. Waratah hits the ground hard, and Waddell will take the free kick. So, Charlie, this is a 2 or 3 goal break here for Tars. They will break this game open. Already, they are a nice little margin in front here. They've got themselves 9 points.
Now, Thomas Motlop walked up and had some words to the umpire. I'm not sure what about that. Was without a doubt a free kick.
There's no way you could complain about that. Waratah went early, clearly in the back. Waddell here played a magnificent season last season at centre-half back, and here he is having a shot. 45-degree angle right of centre. Will kick from just inside 50. Left foot kick on its way. It's horrible. Off to the left, way left. Bullis could be first there. He is. But beaten forward by the boundary line.
Sorry, Dom, I'll tell you what's wrong with his approach. He goes back too far. He runs and then he starts to stutter. He can't work out what he's going to do, and he gets close to the man on the mark, and he comes up with a horrible kick. Cut your run up in half.
Yeah, good work by Daniel Waratah on the mark, but as well, did a lot of work.
Ruck contest, flicked backwards there by Westerberg, went straight to his teammate in O'Donnell. The snap on goal, don't tell me. Yep, don't tell me. Out of bounds on the full. Free kick will come back here to Thomas Motlop in the right back pocket.
So Thomas Motlop being moved back here. Just a chip kick to his cousin and Aaron. So Aaron still in the back pocket here for Wanderers. Tidy kick out wide to a teammate out there. Can't quite see who that is. The Wanderers maintained possession, just kicks it up the line. Thomas Motlop's ran for him, but a poor kick. Justin Bugler's kick has chopped it off. Centre wing here for Waratahs. Kicks it inboard to a teammate in McKenzie. So Jordan McKenzie looking inboard here. They're looking to switch it. No, he kicks it forward. Again, good mark by Waddell. They're just chipping it around here, Waratahs, maintaining possession. That's all you need to do in footy. Up and under kick to a swarm of Wanderers players there. Read best by Waratah. He goes without it. Bullis just hand passes to no one, to Ali Bond. Bond hand passes out to Priest. Priest back to Waratah. Waratah kicks it forward. Thomas Motlop's come all the way from the back line here forward. Tipalura is there as well. 2-on-1. Waratah's player did brilliantly there. I think that was Smith. Comes through and knocks out his own teammate. Smith did. So Wanderers have the ball. That Sebastian Priest dances around one hand, passes it over the top to John Tipalura. He can run in and kick his 4th goal. It's no flukes anymore. His 3rd goal. So John Tipalura kicks his 3rd goal for Waratahs, and back in play was Zobel. Was absolutely poleaxed by Hayden McDonald, his own teammate, that goes back and apologises to him. But I thought he'd nearly knocked him out. But don't take the limelight away from Wanderers here. Wanderers have got the goal, so they're trailing by 3 points now. 6 minutes gone to start this 3rd quarter.
So Tars had 2-on-3 when they crashed into each other. They both went down, and then Wanderers had 3 loose players there. They got it forward to Tipalura, and again, he did the little dribble kick and it rolled through. So
beautiful.
Never to be a fluke again.
Never to be a fluke again.
No,
sorry.
flukes.
And Sebastian Priest, he featured again.
Well,
like his work.
Yeah.
In ruck now, Adams up against Arruccio. Arruccio wins. That's a good tackle in midfield. Eagles in numbers, putting on the pressure. Eldridge is in, so too Salmon. They wrap it up. Motlop there, that's Brenton. And wrapped up on that occasion was Daniel Simpson for Waratah.
Dom, can I tell you something? Wanderers got a sniff here.
They have Arruccio, gets it out there to a teammate in Barrett. Mitchell Taylor with the handball, flicks it out wide. Thomas Motlop clears a path for Eldridge. Eldridge wrapped up well. Well done by Daniel Simpson. Good recovery. Thomas Motlop, that didn't need to be done. Just needed to lay the proper tackle there. He went high. Free kick correctly given. Now that should be reversed here. Has to be reversed. Arruccio has just smashed down Thomas Motlop, and the umpire says, no, that's just fine.
No, come on.
That's the 3rd person in. That's always a turnover, except for today.
Barrett now, lovely kick. He used the ball well, finds Waratah. James Waratah. Says he was going to go long, does do so. No mark taken. Waratah was underneath it, wraps up his opponent. Mitchell Taylor, handballs into space. Coming through nicely was Brodie Carroll. Ball spills free. Ali Bond, gee, I've liked it when he's been in the game, except that handball is just surrounded by Tars. Handball comes out to O'Donnell from Maruccio. Now finds a teammate in space in Bullis. Goes to a one-on-one. No mark taken. Where's the crummer? There he is. And the goal kick. Well done, Waratah. And the crummer, I think, is Kim Cantilla. No, it's Mincook. So Brendan Mincook kicks his second. One in the first, one now in the third quarter. Charlie, the numbers just kept coming.
And they surrounded them, didn't they?
They did.
The red and white jumpers all around the Wanderers players down there, and Mincook comes up with a pretty good goal after he kicked one in the first. So good goal for them, and desperately needed too, because I felt Wanderers were just starting to build the momentum to bust free down there. That run forward the first time worked well for them, but then they were stopped in their tracks there. And gee, if ever there was a free kick given to Thomas Motlop, it should have been at that turnover, but they didn't do it.
Maruccio and Barrett's gone into the midfield. He has the ball now, up and under kick. Gains about 50 metres here. Underneath it is the goal kicker in Mincook. So it comes to the back, kicked off the ground by Ali Bond, kicking in danger. Good work by Carroll, I think it was. It was, dived at the ball, kicked off the ground, so it was kicking in danger, kicks it in and just gets rid of his opponent. The umpire says play on. I've never seen someone get shoved out of the contest like that. Picked up by Mincook and had a lot more time and space there, and has kicked it out of bounds on the full. But good pressure by Marika as well. He looks like he's got cramp. Well, I hope it's cramp. So the free kick's going to go to Wanderers here in, I think that's Waratah that has the ball.
Waratah now brings the ball into play, goes to Thomas Motlop. One of their experienced campaigners now. Mitchell Taylor bursting behind him, looking for a handball. He goes further back to Waratah, just keeps on running after taking the marker. Now goes to the third chain, third link in the chain, and Mitchell Taylor takes the mark, has a bounce, kicks long, looking for Muran Guric down centre wing. Kick wasn't really as good as it needed to be, and the boundary line beats them all. So at about right half forward now, the ball out for a boundary throw in.
One day I'd like to work out which part of the ground does the ball go out of bounds the most, and I would figure it would be over by the scoreboard side on the other side of the ground there. It's just amazing.
Boundary throw in. Maruccio beaten for it on this occasion by Adams. Totham in hard. And he goes back in again and gathers. Well done. Got a handball out here to Aaron Motlop. Motlop, the long kick inside 50. Puts it in front of Sebastian Priest. The unkind bounce goes over his head. Ball comes out here to James Waratah. His kick is erratic. And it's out of bounds on the full. So an opportunity here for Wanderers, as long as Braden McLean jumps over the fence and gathers the ball first.
And so, again, it goes out of bounds. I don't want to harp on about this, but the wing on the other side of the ground, if you match that with the wing on this side of the ground, you wouldn't see it go out anywhere as many times here in front of us where the crowd can see it. They're more errant on that other side of the ground. we need a psychologist to start looking at this.
Charlie, you're always a little bit better in front of the crowd. The skill level is always better because you're going to shine for the crowd. Out there, no one's really watching you. It happens all the time. Wherever the crowd is, it's a lot more skillful. So Wanderers, McLean kicks it in. Just 2 on. No one flew there for Wanderers. Only Waratah's defenders try and kick it out. It's going to go out of bounds on the full. So another free kick here to Wanderers, and Braden McLean's going to take it. This time about 60 around from goal. The far side. Luckily it didn't go over the fence that time. Looks back, kicks it to Waratah. Lost about 30 metres. Looks for a teammate in Thomas Motlop, led well. Well done, Thomas Motlop. Just waited to the last minute to lead. Lefties player in Bugler, I think it is. No. Gardner. So Thomas Motlop tied against the boundary line, about 45 out.
He's had a good game, hasn't he?
He has had a good game, and he's usually a good goal kicker as well. This angle won't bother him. Very, very tight. Comes in. Doesn't have a goal yet. Looks good off the boot. And he's just a miss to the near side. So behind to Wanderers, trailing by 8 points with 12 minutes gone in this third quarter.
So Tars to bring the ball back into play. Nice long kick. O'Donnell, the target. Brenton Motlop just blocked the path beautifully. Terrific tackle laid by Tyrell Louis. Spinning through and out of trouble was Brodie Carroll. That's a wonderful kick in a pressure situation. Finds Mincook. He goes inboard to Waddell. They're on here. Kim Cantilla cruising past, looking for the handball. Takes it. Will he give it to his teammate? Great pressure here from Brimacombe. Gets out. Wheater misses the tackle he should have laid. And Kim Cantilla, he probably made it a bit harder than what it should have been, but he kicks the goal for Tars. 10-6-66, leading Wanderers 8-4-52 at the 13-minute mark of the third.
You're right, Dom. He made it so hard for himself. He had an extra. They had an extra player all the way down the line, didn't they, Tars?
Yep.
They did it really,
Yep, really well.
The talking must have been good from them, and that Cantilla really should have got that over the top, but he shrugged the tackle. And had he been held, he would have been pinged, but he did kick the goal. So a good one, 2 in a row now from them. Just that moment has arrived where they just might break this game open. So they've kicked away here. Got a bit of a lead now, 10-6 to 8-4.
They just haven't worked hard enough at times, Charlie. Wanderers in those that their defensive work just hasn't quite been good enough.
I think it's a team that's got a little bit of a losing culture because they've had such a bad year. It's almost like you expect not to win.
Yeah.
So Racho against Adams. Racho wins it, but Marcus Tottenham has it. Hand passes to Simon Bates. Goes without it. The pressure was on. The perceived pressure there. Probably had a little bit more time. Bugler hand passes. That was intercepted by Bates as well. Right in front of our commentary box. That looked like a throw out from the ground there from the Waratahs player in Simpson. So a boundary throw in here in front of our commentary box.
Well, that was Simpson, because I'll tell you what, had it have been salmon, I would have thought it was a little fishy, that one.
Well done, Charlie. 14 minutes gone, so trailing here. The Wanderers, Aricio just too easy, but well done. Shark from Tipalura there. Cantilla kicks it into the 50 for Waratahs. Waddell gets there first, bounces over his head. Kiruna was there. Well done to Munungudic. It's Marbo Munungudic goes one way and then back the other, switching the play here to his teammate Marika. Played a brilliant game, Marika. Has no one to kick it to, then just chips it over the top to Nook Mansell, still in the defensive 50. He plays on, has Walsh up forward. Luckily takes the mark, is dumped after he takes the mark by the big ruckman, and that's a 50. So was juggling the mark. I reckon it was a 50-50 there. I probably don't think that was a 50. They haven't paid him all game. There's been a few other calls that probably deserved it. So Walsh is going to be marched all the way up to about 55 out. Simpson's going to stand the mark for Waratahs. Not much movement in the forward line now. He's got a lead on. Hand passes to Thomas Motlop. Kicks it to Louis. Louis goes through his hand, so doesn't go out. Kept in by Waratahs. Louis is going to go back in again. Shepherd's for his teammate. Kicked out of the pack by Eldridge. Good work by Ferreira. 2-on-1 here. Ferreira has to do well. Goes out of the over the boundary line. Probably a win there for Wanderers. He was 2-on-1 Ferreira, and there's going to be a boundary throw in the right deep right pocket for Wanderers.
Wanderers really need to kick the next goal, don't they? Here at the 16-minute mark of this third term.
Sure do. Ruck contest now will be Westerberg up against Sebastian Priest. Westerberg muscles his way in front. Tars through O'Donnell, get the kick out. Mitchell Taylor almost took the mark, tried to reach over the top, couldn't do so. Now Tars, there's great run, good handballs, linking up magnificently. O'Donnell now up towards centre half forward. Munungudic dropped what he should have taken. Coming through there was Nook Mansell, couldn't keep his feet. Waddell wrapped up magnificently by Munungudic. No call from the umpire. Ball goes to Simpson. Simpson kicks on goal and kicks a behind. Well, the non-call from the umpire, unbelievable. Waratah 67, Wanderers 52, 16 and a half gone in the third.
And you don't want to focus on the umpires, but there are some non-calls that they should be calling. You know, they really should be getting those.
You've got it, and it's a poor kick in by Britticombe. The mark's been taken by the Waratahs player. Plays on quickly and kicks it, I think, to Barrett.
I think there's umpires coming in.
I reckon Barrett's got the mark. So Barrett's going to take his shot on goal. Just a slight angle.
I remember when the time that the rule for a mark used to be that you had to hold it for a period of time, sort of 2 seconds or something. And there's
3 or 4 seconds.
There's no way he held that for a length of time.
He got his hands on it.
That touched his hand and it was punched straight away.
So Barrett coming in, kicks it from about 35. Just a beautiful kick on goal is Barrett. So he's got his fourth. That's his fourth.
I think that's his fifth.
Is he fifth?
2 in this quarter, yeah.
So that's his 5th goal.
And here we are.
Waratah's here just breaking away. So 11-7-73 leading Wanderers 8-4-52. 17 and a half gone this third quarter.
Just the multiples. Tipalura's got 3 for Wanderers, 5 for Waratahs from Barrett, 2 from Mincook, and 2 to Kim Cantilla. And the rest all singles. The break is on. 11-7 to 8-4 now.
21 points it is in favour of Waratah, and Mr. Bullis has just come on the ground, number 21 for Waratah. Westerberg goes high in the ruck contest. Beautiful tap out, straight out of the middle go Waratah, but camped underneath it on this occasion. Daniel Wheatra takes the mark unopposed. His kick is not great, up towards Tipalura. Kept it in play somehow. It wasn't a fluke, it was deliberate to Salmon. He's wrapped up in a tackle and dropped the ball. That's a great tackle by Daniel Simpson. Salmon complains, but he has no case whatsoever. Tars now on the move. Waddell puts the one hand up. The ball comes to the back of the pack and goes to Bullis. He is tackled and just wanders over the line. Gains a boundary throw in for his team. He's helped up there by Thomas Motlop. Good to see. This game has been played generally in good spirit. Just to the right of our commentary position here. 73 plays 52. 19-minute mark it is. Westerberg up in the ruck contest again. They win that. The ball flicked here to Marika. Just goes with the tumble punt up towards half forward. No mark to Eldridge. Clean bowls Bugler. Lovely hands on the up from Eldridge. Comes to Tipalura. Just got himself confused. Bounce, missed the ball. And now it's been pushed out of bounds for a boundary throw in at half forward.
So you wouldn't want to dismiss John Tipalura as not having an effect on this game. 3 goals from him.
He's
just been involved all day.
He's been exciting, and so has Gabriel Marika.
Just needs to work a bit harder with the ball, I think, Tipalura. To get in front to get the ball. Just tends to hang behind.
So boundary throw, and Westerberg wins it down. Hand passes to a teammate. Waratahs kick it forward. Ball's in the arm to Mackenzie. Mackenzie's dumped after he kicked the ball by Mitchell Taylor, but the umpire says no, that's all right. Mark Noonan just explaining to the player that no, it was the same time.
Did Mark Noonan retire?
He did retire, but he looks like he's back. Or no, he did, didn't he? Definitely did. Premier League, I think, or was it just running all the umpires? Big fist by Westerberg.
Oh, Marika, he's struggling.
Cantilla just picks it up as easy as you like. Mununguri just pushed off the ball. Henry Kiranua is there, goes to ground, probably should have kept his feet. Cantilla picks it up, he drops it. So well done to the Wanderers defenders as Mununguri comes out, has no one to kick to, kicks it down the line. Ali Bond gets there with his speed, puts a hand in front of Westerberg. Well done to Ali Bond. It was 2-on-1 against a big ruckman, and Ali Bond just pace again, speed. You need that speed out there in the big wings here at Marara. So the boundary throw in here under the scoreboard. Nearly 21 minutes gone. Waratahs 11-7-73. Wanderers 8-4-52.
Jaden Adams lining up in the ruck against Westerberg. Neither can get a definitive tap out. Westerberg has a second crack. Comes out to the Eagles, and a free kick paid here. We'll go to McLean. Brenton Motlop gathering the footy. So McLean now, right centre wing for Wanderers. What can he do with the footy? Mitchell Taylor out wide. He honours the call, goes by hand. Mitchell Taylor now, the chip kick. Goes for Marcus Totham, didn't find him. Aaron Motlop in there, couldn't gather the footy. Put on enough pressure though. Ball out of bounds, and they win a boundary throw in 60 around from their goal. And they need to get it down there at this 20-minute mark.
You just get the feeling both teams got their eyes on the clock now, don't they, for three-quarter time? It's just the run's gone out of it a bit.
It's just gone, the legs. Boundary throw in. Ruckman just missed it. It hits the ground. Waratahs Wanderers there with Aaron Motlop. Gives it to Brenton Motlop. Kicks it into the 50. Priest is going to get there first. Can he keep it in? No, it goes out of bounds. About 20 away from the Wanderers' goal here.
They've worked it around along the boundary line, haven't they, Wanderers, bit by bit?
Just they're trying, they're pushing and pressing forward here. They really need a goal, Wanderers. So the umpire throws it in. Again, it's a short throw in. So Bugler gets there first. Brenton Motlop picks it up. Hand passes to McLean. He's tackled. The ball comes loose to Zobel. Zobel goes without it. Hand passes inboard. Here's Tiplarua. Can he get there? No, he can't. He picks up the ball, gets it on the right boot. Up and under kick. Ferreira's underneath it. And a brilliant mark for Ferreira in the contest. Had it Waratah's defender flying across, and he kept his eye on the ball and takes the mark. Got a bit of cramp. So 45-degree angle left of centre here. And about 30 metres out.
So you'd never question his courage parked underneath that. They were coming hard at him, eyes only for the footy.
And you really don't know what's coming. You know that you're going to probably take a hit. You don't know what angle it's going to come from, but well done to Davin Ferreira. So he's already kicked one in the first quarter.
Now, he got a bit of an injury last week, didn't he, in that match?
I can't remember, Charlie.
He did kick a couple of...
He did kick some great goals.
Important goals, and this is an important goal for Wanderers. They really need this one to stay in the game. Just get some momentum back, Ferreira. Good off the boot. Has he snuck it in? Yes, he has. So Davin Ferreira's kicked his second, and a much-needed goal to Wanderers just to stay in the contest and not let Waratahs break away here. So 58, it plays 73 with 23 and a half gone.
Well, it required an act of courage to get that goal, and Ferreira stood up for it, parked underneath that footy. The big men around him from Tars, eyes only on the footy, took it on the chest and then went back and completed the job. Got his second goal and put Wanderers back just within sniffing distance again. They're just not going away, which is a good sign from a footy team, but Tars certainly looked the better team at the moment.
So in the middle, Jaden Adams to renew his acquaintances with Zach Westerberg. Westerberg up early, gets it down beautifully. Tars working it magnificently out of the middle. Barrett had the kick, goes to O'Donnell. He's been excellent by hand. He goes to a teammate there in Simpson, cut off by Salmon. They're having a nice little battle, those two, Salmon and Simpson, and Salmon lets him know all about it. Out of bounds now for a boundary throw, and he's constantly pushing him at the hips here. Simpson doesn't like it. That's why Salmon's continuing to do it.
He's figured out that just get behind him, just give him a little push in the back all the time. It's
ruck contest comes down to Marika, missed it. Barrett was just
barreled, wasn't he?
Just barreled by Brenton Motlop. That was not a high tackle. Anyway, I could be completely wrong there, but that did not look to be a high tackle. He just bowled him over.
It was front on, but it didn't look high.
Barrett takes the free kick. Doesn't matter what we think. Right half forward he is. He's a beautiful kick of the footy, and look at that. Waddell just held his position beautifully. Marika's looking very tired, and Waddell stuck up those strong arms and took the mark beautifully, right forward pocket. And siren has sounded, Charlie.
And you rarely see Daniel Wheater out-judged, and he was certainly out-judged with that one.
He was on that occasion. So that is a costly free kick here at three-quarter time. Waddell, can he put it through? 15 metres in from the...
She's flying down to Alice today.
Don't forget to put away the garden furniture.
Yep, got it.
And just remember the TIO weather alerts. Garden furniture!
Love you too.
She's off, but he's still got TIO. They cover you for territory weather, cyclone, storm surge, flood, hail, and they're local, so they can respond fast.
TIO? Storm staying, kids.
So we can feel brilliant, feel together, real together. No one can stop. No one can stop. Nothing can ever bring me down.
Another life saved with the Chemist Warehouse app. Take control of your health and wellness. Download now.
CFS Schoolwear is the perfect choice for quality custom-made school uniforms. Ideal clothing for all school-related activities, whether it's 50 or 500 students, we have what you need. Contact the Cricket and Football Shop NT for your free CFS Schoolwear quote today.
Let's see. Roma, Verona?
Perhaps Barcelona.
Make your dream holiday a reality. Book your next getaway at Flight Centre with interest-free holidays and flexible repayment options.
Best in the air.
And everywhere.
Intersport, new concept store now open in Casuarina Square. Come in and check out a world-class shopping experience.
Dedicated sports zones.
Now stocking only the biggest brands in tennis, cricket, fitness from treadmills to benches, boxing, swimming, darts, pool and table tennis. For awesome service and advice, still locally owned and operated, the all-new Intersport concept store.
Now open at Casuarina Square.
Boys, we've got a real big problem. It belongs to you, it belongs to me, it belongs to everybody. I'm talking about family violence. It's time we said no more to family violence, isn't it? Think about it.
We've all got to say no more to family violence. No more! Family violence is a community problem and it needs a community response from all of us, and sport is a big part of that. But we can all do our bit by being more respectful to each other. Please make this year the year we say no more to family violence.
I mean, one of the instances that really stood out was when he was chasing in that defensive 50. The person he was chasing was Henry Kerenua, so it's good to see him back on, having appeared to suffer a knee injury and being taken from the ground. So Kerenua able to come back on again. So good news for him.
Well, I think Waratah's now at the point where they can be really impressive today, go on and win this game, or they can fall away and have to slug it out in this last quarter, which will be less than impressive performance from them. But they have built themselves now into a position there where they're sitting just where they want to be at three-quarter time, comfortably in front. Now they need to go on with the job, because if they do, if they get a win here today, they can jump over the top of Darwin if Darwin get knocked off by St Mary's today, and they'll go into third position, which is pretty good for Waratah for this year.
And we talked before about this being an important game, Charlie, for them to win well, because these games before Christmas are important. You do get to set yourself up. So if they're able to find themselves clear in third spot, 2 games away from the Christmas break,
pretty good.
Ryan Ayres, I think, as a first-year coach at TARS, will be pretty pleased with that, and then be looking to build on it over coming weeks.
They'll have a bronze statue built for him by Christmas, unveiling on Christmas Day at Gardens Oval. But you know, you're saying it because you've got to win well now. You don't just win games; you've got to win well in order to be rated, don't you? Here's the last quarter about to start.
About to get underway here. The ball tossed high in the middle. Aruccio up against Sebastian Priest. Aruccio got a hand to it. Salmon put his body in there, stopped their progress. The TARS midfielders. Ball comes out to O'Donnell. Just stood up in the tackle magnificently. Got a handball away to Carroll. No clean possession taken after he kicked it away. Salmon chases it close to the boundary. Pushes it over for a boundary throw-in. Again, we see that midfield strength coming through, Charlie.
Just strong bodies, aren't they?
Not concerned about the tackle pressure. Where's my teammate? Who am I going to find?
Boundary throw in here. Riccio versus Priest. Riccio just too easy. Takes it straight out of the ruck hand, passes it down to a teammate, but well read by Mulunguric. So just chips it over to Braden McLean. Leaf tries to put some pressure on him. Usually calm under pressure here, Braden McLean, then finds a teammate in Eldridge. It's in the defensive half here, Wanderers. Thomas Motlop, good mark at his toes there. Not much to kick to, so they're just chipping it around here. Davin Ferreira, so he's moved up in the centre square, kicks it out again to Braden McLean on centre wing. Thomas Motlop running pass. He keeps running, gets the hand pass, kicks it into the 50, close to the boundary, and it's just hit over the boundary line on the 50 here. So Wanderers 50 away from goal, grandstand side. And we've got another boundary throw in.
So Tippalura with 3 goals, but you can't help to think Wanderers are missing Cook, Liam Patrick and Joel Jeffries. They were such good players for them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yep.
Last week.
Boundary throw in now. Aruccio in front, bats it back towards the boundary. And they'll do it all over again. 79 plays 58. 21-point ball game. Tars led by 2 at quarter time, 3 at half time, and then blew it out to lead by 21. That is the margin. Early stages of this last quarter. Aruccio, too strong here for Jaden Adams. The ball bobbling around in amongst the pack, comes out in favour of O'Donnell. He just whips out a handball there to Mincook. He is run down by Marcus Totham, who has not stopped trying. Munum Guric delivers the ball beautifully to Braden McLean. Aruccio did well on the mark. Now the ball up towards Aaron Motlop, just couldn't trap it. Comes to Zobel. He goes across the face of goal and finds Jolliffe for Tars in front of Thomas Motlop.
Jolliffe has a teammate running for him, Waratah. Just pushed over there, nothing in that umpire. Umpire says no, play on. Kicks it over to Brodie Carroll. Runs out the defensive 50 here for Waratahs. Kicks up to a contest on the wing, and well done. As cool as you like, and Daniel Wheatright just hits it over the boundary line. So boundary throw in here, just directly in front of our commentary box. Priest is set against Aruccio. It's too easy again, taps it down, but Davin Ferreira sharked it. Simon Bates goes without it. There's a high tackle there. The umpire's seen it. The free kick's going to go to Waratahs in Brodie Carroll. Priest has a bit of cramp there. Kicks at the 15 to a teammate in Jolliffe. Played a good game, Jolliffe, today for Waratahs. Dangerous kick. Salmon got a punch in there. Wanderers here trying to win the ball back. Hand pass by O'Donnell. Gets it back to a teammate in Jolliffe. Hand pass to Carroll. Kicks it up forward. Cool under pressure there with Waratahs. Gardner takes the mark. Gets it on the left, so they're just maintaining possession here, Waratahs. Mincook.
Exactly the game Wanderers don't want to play.
Mincook just kicks it in along. The big ruckman's gone down there. Comes to the front of the pack. McKenzie has it as a snap-on goal and has kicked the goal for Waratahs. Good front and centre work there by Jordan McKenzie, and Waratahs have their 13th goal. 13-7-85 leading Wanderers 9-4-58. 4 minutes gone.
Well, they just built it up, didn't they? Tars, they just kept building it and building it. Held on to possession. Wanderers didn't want to take it off them, and in the end, the inevitable was going to be they were going to kick a goal. So Wanderers at a really important point in their season now. They've got to put in a big effort here to see this game out. If they allow Waratahs to just run right over the top of them, then Wanderers can go away and think, well, this season's probably shot to pieces. Really, that's the truth of it.
Yes, an important contest here in the middle. 85 plays 58. Up goes Sebastian Priest, one down by Aruccio. Tippalura just got a boot in there just to stop progress. Ali Bond up against Jolliffe. Nook Mansell extricates the ball and is then tackled. And the umpire says, I will have it. So that's a good contest between both teams there. Experienced heads around the footy. Nook Mansell, Ali Bond, Ferreira, Sebastian Priest to go up in ruck. He wins it down. Eldridge couldn't handle. Ali Bond, he couldn't handle. Stripped of the ball. Ali Bond, beautiful stuff. Went in and had a second crack. Got it out to Thomas Motlop. Paddles in front of himself. Has a little bit of room here. Snaps back into the corridor. Nook Mansell, it went over his head. Aaron Motlop in hot pursuit. Can he get it back to Mansell? He keeps his body in front. Taps it back. In fact, tacks it over the boundary line. And it'll be a boundary throw in. 45 around from the Eagles' goal. It does give them an opportunity at the 5.5-minute mark of this last quarter.
Probably a lack of communication between Louis there and Thomas Motlop. I thought that one of them could have probably taken possession of the ball and had a little bit more time. They just weren't communicating there. Boundary throw in. Joe wins it down again. Kicked out of the pack, and Waratahs are going to take the mark in the defensive 50. Quickly plays on. Justin Bugler's running for him. Runs away from Thomas Motlop. This looks good. A good setup here from Waratahs. Comes out to Kim. No, sorry, that's Mincook. Well done. Mununguric, Marbo Mununguric, he's rewarded this time. Geez, he's really good tackler, isn't he?
Doesn't he throw himself into his tackle?
Yeah,
Doesn't care how big the opposition is.
Look at him, he's a slight little fellow, isn't he?
He is, but even last week, and we've seen him, and he wasn't rewarded earlier on in the game, but Mununguric on centre wing delivers it to the 50 of Wanderers, but again, Waratahs, Brodie Carroll, good effort by Carroll, hand passes back to Bugler, just lowers the eyes, it's a poor kick, picked up by Totham, he can deliver it in here to Ferreira, at the back is Tipurua, comes to the ground, and Davin Ferreira is going to kick the goal for Wanderers, so Davin Ferreira has his third goal. Third goal to Davin Ferreira, and Wanderers get a much needed goal that they needed, so they can get the momentum back here. Waratahs need to look out.
Well, do you know, many years ago, Wanderers had a player called Peter Stennett. I don't know if you remember him. He coached them, but he was a player who just looked like he was never in the game. He used to stand there with his hands down on his knees and, down on his haunches. He wasn't interested in it. By the end of the game, he'd kick 4 goals. And he'd just so many games that he would just be a really good contributor for Wanderers. Ferreira's a bit like that. He doesn't look like he's in it, and then all of a sudden you look, this guy's got 3 goals, 3 last week or something, It's good work from him.
Sebastian Priest wins the ruck contest. Well done. Slaps it backwards. Simpson's going to be first there. However, fumbles the footy. Handball's out wide. Handball comes there from Nicholas Gooch. Hardly called him in today's match. Now they come through their midfield. A handball back here to Simpson on the left boot. Looking here for Keranua. Marika got himself in front of the contest. Thumped it over the boundary line. Well done to Marika. Doesn't look as though he's travelling as well as he was in the first half, but he is a find for them, Charlie. Gabriel Marika, really impressed with his match.
Good player. Works hard and does all the good things.
It helps to organise too. He hasn't been afraid to use his voice and organise the defensive 6. So the boundary throw in now. Aruccio just runs to the footy, takes it, kicks towards the goal square if you don't mind. Brimacombe up, Wheatra claiming the mark, not paid, comes back to Marika, couldn't handle. O'Donnell over the ball, tried to flick it back to Waddell, missed it. Over the boundary line for a boundary throw in deep in that left forward pocket. 8.5 gone. 85 plays 64 Waratah in the lead.
Can I just say Mitchell O'Donnell? I think he's been a good player for Tars today. Just one of those guys just underneath that level of high level players, just doing all that good solid work.
He's doing what he needs to. He's playing his role. So Richo doesn't take it out of the ruck this time, but gets it straight down to a teammate that was tackled as soon as he got the ball. They're not happy with Brenton Motlop down there.
Well, I think Brenton Motlop might have delivered a few fists into the back of Aruccio there.
Well,
he's just getting mauled here as well. So
he's throwing his weight around a bit.
He may be.
He's trying to. So Brenton Motlop goes away with it, kicks it out of the defensive 50 here. The back is Simon Bates. It goes through. But good intercept by Justin Bugler. Just got the fist in there. Stop the momentum of Wanderers going forward. And Waratah's here. Just find a player on his own. And Kim Cantilla just delivers the ball into his mate. And that's Mincook, I think it is.
Yep.
Wheels around, plays on. Up and under kick for his forward. Bit hard for the forwards there. Better for the defenders. And just hit. And Daniel Simpson's kicked it across the face. He read the ball perfectly. Had a little bit more time, just didn't get his balance and has kicked a point. So Waratah's 86 leading Wanderers 64. Nearly 10 minutes gone.
Didn't he run onto the footy well then, Simpson? Didn't change stride, did it beautifully.
Wheatra kicks out to Totham. Totham goes into midfield. That's a brave kick. Finds Salmon. Room, space to move. Needs to use the ball well. That's not the best kick. It's going to work. It's a perfect kick. Goes to Ferreira. He kicks his 4th. They're still in the game, Wanderers. They're still in the game. 10 minutes down. Waratah 13-8-86. Wanderers 11-4-70. 16 points in it.
Well, you know what? Their coach, Peter Leonard, Scrubber Leonard, would be very happy with what he's seeing here because they were on the carpet. They were in real trouble, but they just haven't given up. And that's what you want. You even if you don't win the game, you want to go back and look at it and say, hey, we never gave up.
And a brave kick. Marcus Totham could have done the easy thing, kicked out wide, down the wing, found a play. And well done, Salmon, made the move, made space in midfield. So as you say, Leonard to be rapt that these guys haven't given this game away.
And I want to be in the change room at the end of the game. I bet that's what he'll say to them. Win or lose. I mean, if they lose, he's going to say to them, well, you know, you
had a crack.
You had a real go today.
Back in the middle. Good contest there. Comes away Braden McLean. Walsh on the outside of the boot. Unfortunately, couldn't get good purchase on it. It comes out to Justin Bugler, takes the mark. He's going to take his time here, realises the team's under a little bit of pressure. Kicks it to the big ruckman. That's a brilliant mark by Ruccio. So Alexander Ruccio takes a brilliant mark, the big fella. Usually good with the kick, so he gets into a bit of trouble and then he kicks it in. That's probably his best kick of the night. And Ridicombe comes across and smashes it nearly 40 metres to the boundary line. That's the biggest fist I've ever seen in football.
I agree.
That was like Thor coming through with his hammer.
How did he do that?
That was massive. That was in the goal square and it ended up going over the fence in front of the Michael Long Centre.
That was some defensive punch.
Whoa.
From the ruck contest, the ball comes to O'Donnell. Snaps on goal, marked by Waratah. Not even giving away a point here. He kicks to Brimacombe. Tell you what, I don't think he's played much footy in defence, Brimacombe, but he has made some sort of a case for being a defender here this afternoon and this evening. He goes to Marcus Totham, draws a player. Goes to Tyrrell, just no awareness, absolutely none. Tyrell Louis, that was just poor, unfortunately. No talk, perhaps. And now Carroll. Carroll's had some sort of third quarter here for Tars. Now the ball into forward 50. Marika spoils. It comes to Aaron Motlop, close to the boundaries, pushed off the footy. Tackle laid by Marika. And the umpire said it was a high tackle. So the free kick to be taken here on the paint of 50. And the free kick to be taken by Henry Karanua, who gets up looking just a little bit ginger.
He already had an injured left knee, so
sure does.
That help it at all.
So he's now called to play on. Kick. 25 out, no mark taken. Comes here to Jolliffe, strolls in. It wasn't quite that easy, but he kicks the goal. And that perhaps puts the game beyond doubt.
13-minute mark and a couple of goals there to Jolliffe, one in the second and one in the fourth. But you're right, I mean, he just sliced through them and they stood off him. Wanderers not quite sure who was going to do anything to stop him from kicking the goal, and he said, thanks very much, kick the goal. Looks like
that's
Karanua coming off with that injury.
Looking a bit ginger.
And Marika also come off for Wanderers. I don't know if he hasn't asked him for the stretching. I reckon he might have a bit of a sore ankle, Marika. He's looking at his knee now. Back in the middle. Walsh against Westerberg. That's that man O'Donnell that we spoke about. Had a good game for Waratahs. Kicks it forward. Taken on the run there was Mackenzie. Delivers it into the 50. It's a good kick, and Jolliffe just did brilliant body work on Bridicombe and then just protected the drop of the ball and took the mark directly in front. Going to kick it from about 25. So already has 2 goals.
His first half was terrific, Joel. His third quarter was a bit quiet, but he kept a couple of goals here. It's a good game from him.
Just brilliant work just off the ball there, Jolliffe. So he's going to come in, and this will really put the nail in the coffin for Wanderers. So Jolliffe looks good off the boot, straight through the middle. So Jolliffe has his third, and Waratahs have kicked their 15th. They're kicking away here from Wanderers, and just ball winners all around. And again, we spoke about Mitchell O'Donnell, Charlie, and just too easy out of the midfield.
Yeah, just working it out of that midfield far too easily. They've done it most of the game, haven't they? Won the midfield, they've controlled that there, but Wanderers then got back into it late in that first quarter and most of the second quarter to try and stop that, but now they're kicking away from it.
The momentum just stopped for Wanderers when Tyrell Louis was caught holding the ball. They've kicked 2 goals since that, and just the young fella just had no awareness around him, and I think he's trying to get himself back in the game because he's been quiet since the first quarter.
Yeah, you've got to have awareness, don't you? You've got to have that 360-degree vision, don't you? You've got to know what's coming behind you.
Here's Carroll trying to work his way through midfield again. The ball comes back to O'Donnell, who's just been excellent. The high up and under through to centre-half forward. Bullis high at it, but Waratah came through, got himself in front. That is a cracking good mark. Finds McLean, centre wing. Gee, stepped back and he's just called to play on. Chips sideways. Fortunately for him, Brenton Motlop by himself gathers the ball on the second bounce. Up here towards Tyrell Louis. Attacked the ball hard, the young man. That's good. His coach will be happy to see that. And the ball comes off his chest and out of bounds for a boundary throw-in.
I think the difference with him, with Joel Cabillo, is he's trying to take chest marks. You've got to put your hands out in front. He's a big fella for 16, but he's got to get his hands out in front and take that ball, not wait for it to come to his chest. Just allows the defenders to get there.
Joel Cabillo, somebody we haven't called much of today at all. Ball comes away from that ruck contest to O'Donnell. Gee, does remind me of Link Withers, Charlie. You're absolutely right. It plays very similar fashion. Ball comes to the back of the pack now. Tars working very hard. Goes to Jolliffe. Chain of handballs back to O'Donnell again. Carroll featuring. Gee, Carroll's had leather poisoning in this last quarter. Gathers it again from Westerberg. Uses it beautifully to Bullis. Just takes off and runs away from his opponent. Kicks long down to attacking 50. Mitchell, Taylor and Brimacombe. The ball bobbles around between them. Brimacombe pops it up, looking for a mark out there at centre wing. Wheater tracks it to the boundary as Totham gets up after being slammed to the ground. And they'll have a boundary throw in. Half forward favouring Waratah. Almost 17 minutes gone in this last quarter. 98 plays 70. Tars with a commanding position here.
Why is Bullis a familiar name? Where do we know that from?
I think he played last year for Waratahs as well.
Okay.
So the ball tracks along the boundary line. McLean is there, stays in. Justin Bugler's there for Waratahs. Kicks it up the line, looking for a teammate, goes over the top of the head, and Bullis just takes it out of bounds.
And Tyrell Louis injured too. I think he came off holding a hand there after that last marking contest.
I don't know if it's the webbing, but I can see he's just gone down.
Yeah, he's just come back from an injury as well.
Milk Mansell went back on.
Louis. So boundary throw-in, defensive. The forward half here for Waratahs. Waratahs gets the handball out, up and under kick. Number of players underneath it. Murunguridge flies for it. Got the ball to ground, did well, but unfortunately Thomas Motlop wasn't looking. Waddell's there. The hand pass goes back to Priest. He looks for Motlop. Motlop wasn't watching again. Kicks it up and under. Salmon should take the march. Goes through his hands. Cantilla hand passes over the top to that man in Barrett. And Barrett just strolls in and again kicks a goal. He's got his 6th. So Barrett, as easy as you like for Waratahs, just waltzes in and kicks his 6th goal of the night. Waratahs here breaking away 16-8, 104 to Wanderers 11-4, 70. 18 minutes gone.
Do you know what it makes him such a good player, Barrett? He knows where to be, doesn't he?
He sure does.
He ran to be in that position to get that handball.
He's a good player.
He's
very good player.
He's smart. And the same with O'Donnell. O'Donnell's not flashy, but he's like Link Withers. He just continues to move around the ground and just racks up possession.
And a lot of them, they take shortcuts. They know where to go. That's where the ball's going to go. I'll go there. And they back themselves to do that. Good players do that.
This ruck duo of these Waratahs rucks are just playing so well, chopping out.
Westerberg, it is the secondary ruckman you'd call him, but my goodness, what a good ruckman he is. Aruccio's the big fella in midfield. Here they are working away, ball bobbling around in the centre of the ground. Aaron Motlop, a nice little toe poke out, goes to Marcus Totham at centre wing. Hasn't been disgraced this afternoon. Pops a kick up, but that was a poor one. Needed to kick it earlier and further. Waddell takes an easy mark here. Half back. Looks a little different. Doesn't have the mullet from last season. Goes to a teammate there in the form of Geordie McKenzie. Can't take the mark close to the boundary. And it's over for a boundary throw in. I see that number 14. I keep wanting to say Jake Smart.
Yeah.
Because he wore that number for so many years for Waratah.
And his dad, I think his dad might have worn number 14 as well, didn't he?
Yeah.
Boundary throw in. Richo's there on his own. Well done. Britticombe made the contest. Motlop's there. That's Thomas. But taken out of the pack is Blake. Matthew Blake just wanted the ball more importantly. But yeah, you're probably right. Should have been holding the ball. As Marcus Totham limps off, so they're down a few players here, Wanderers, limping their way over the line. Another boundary throw in. Riccio, Britticombe did well. He's just running from the back of the pack. Sebastian Priest has it for Wanderers, delivers it into the 50. Davin Ferreira one-on-one. Usually good with the body work. Simon Bates at the back. Can he pick it up? No, he goes without it. Kicked off the ground by Ferreira, but it was taken. Ferreira again goes back and kicks a goal. So Ferreira's got his 5th goal. Davin Ferreira The first attempt hit his teammate, but he went back in and got it and got another goal. So he loves those sort of goals, Davin Ferreira.
That is unbelievable. You look through the Wanderers team, I think, you know, if you're going to do the ABC Player of the Year votes, I think, now who out of here would you give a vote to? Ferreira didn't come in. When I did that early in the quarter, he's kicked 3 goals now. He's been there all day. He's got 5, which is the second highest goal kicker out on the ground.
So your 3-2-1s is keeps changing, Charlie.
Oh, he's an extraordinary player. 1 goal in the first, 1 in the third, had some quiet periods, and then in the last quarter he goes bang, 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 kicked 3 goals.
Up in the middle, Aruccio again wins. Carroll tries to pick it up, can't do so. Gardner crashing through. They just muscle it forward. Taken there by McLean. By hand goes to Brimacombe. He goes wide to Mansell. Went without initially. Now wrapped up in a ball and all tackle. And Tars, well done. And there he is. That was Barrett. Not only has he kicked 6, but he's still laying tackles at the 21-minute mark. Aruccio, beaten for it by Brimacombe, comes down here to Mackenzie. Now, he was taken without the footy there. They went on with it. Eldridge continues to go on with it. Kicks the ball into midfield. Tipalora needs to go hard. He does. Takes the footy. Good hands to Marika. Perhaps not quite as good as it should have been. The ball goes to Matthew Blake. He's wrapped up in a tackle. Bates goes to Marika. He's taken without the footy. Tars just keep working hard as they have done all afternoon. Ball out wide to Simpson. He kicks it further up the line. Murunguric was there, couldn't take it. Now that's not a high tackle. He started the tackle well, then ducked the head. And the free kick's given. It will be turned over, though, and Aaron Motlop on the spot at centre wing to take the mark for the Eagles.
That was a great pass to Aaron Motlop.
Beauty. Led to it, didn't he?
He read it very, very well, the experienced Aaron Motlop. So on centre wing, big kick, looking for Tipalura. In front of him is Priest. Waratahs have the numbers here. It's 2-on-4. And Waddell takes the mark. So Wanderers here just aren't getting numbers to the ball. Bugler is the switch for him, finds him. Bond gets there a bit late. Bugler plays on. Looking for Bullis. It's a good lead. The ball's going to bounce in front of him. Unfortunately, he needed to probably just go a little bit harder there. Was it within marking distance? He just stopped at the last minute, and as a forward, he did all that effort. It was a good 50-metre lead, but he just ran out of legs towards the end, I think.
Boundary throw in now. Aruccio will be first there. Bats it down towards James Ray. Holds on to his opponent. No free given. Eldridge soccers off the ground. Probably was the best thing to do. Salmon will be first there. It will stay in play. He gathers. Could have handballed inboard to Bond. Didn't go that way. Ferreira tries to paddle it over his head. It comes back to him. He kicks to the goal square. Had too much on it. Tipalora needs to keep chasing. Does do so. Waratah escorts it over the boundary line for a throw-in. Tipalora, just sometimes there, Charlie, I don't think, sometimes the Tiwi players don't work hard enough to win front position. Tipalora waiting for his opponent to get the ball so he can lay a tackle, but get the ball first.
Go and get the ball.
Or waiting for that bounce, that bounce at the back. Boundary throw-in, Richo bends it down. That's a high tackle. The umpire says play on. That's a high tackle.
They have paid that all afternoon, and then they put the whistle away on that occasion.
That was high. Umpire throws it up. The ruckman don't go for it. Kicked out of the pack by McLean. Ferreira at the back. Good lays a great tackle. That's a throw, umpire. The umpire says no. Davin Ferreira, he did not dispose of that legally, Zobel. And the umpire says play on, and Davin Ferreira kicks a point. So Wanderers with another point. That's holding the ball. He had no way of getting rid of that. He dropped it.
And Ferreira now's got some cramp, I think, down there.
Kick in goes to Waddell. Waddell, a nice kick to James Ray. And I'm really pleased to see James Ray playing out the last moments of this match. Hit hard in the back with a knee in the first quarter and able to run out the game. So well done to him. Nice kick up to Simpson.
He'll be sore tomorrow.
He'll be sore for the next 2 months. Carroll, beautiful kick from Carroll. Gee, he has used the ball magnificently in this last quarter. The mark taken inside 50 by Mincook. And I like their forward setup, Tars. Charlie, they have got some real options up there, and he kicks the ball on the siren. So that signals the end of scoring for this match. Waratah, well done. They run out handy winners, 16-8, 104 to Wanderers, 12-5, 77. We'll give Charlie a few moments to
She's flying down to Alice today.
Don't forget to put away the garden furniture.
Yep, got it.
And just remember the TIO weather alerts. Garden furniture!
Love you too.
She's off, but he's still got TIO. They cover you for territory weather, cyclone, storm surge, flood, hail, and they're local, so they can respond fast.
TIO? Storm staying, kids.
Absolutely zero.
Zero. Yeah, definitely.
It has to be zero. Yes.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I don't think that's asking too much.
$1,300 kilonewtons for fuel.